Bruins hockey. I'm Joe Murray. Oh, and hey, we get an Olympic goaltender tonight as well. Little Hellebuck in there, hopefully. We'll hand things off to Ryan Johnson and Bob Beers. It's Boston Bruins hockey, and it's next here on the Sports Zone.
FM at HD Boston 98.5, the Sports Hub. Media Group Station. This is Boston Bruins hockey. Boston Bruins hockey is brought to you by your local New England Honda dealers, Shaw's and Star Market, Safety Insurance, Town Fair Tire, Granite City Electric's GCE Night Train, Ticketmaster, your New England Ford dealers, Blue Sky Restoration Contractors, TD Bank, Service Credit Union, and by Catches Law.
2 seconds, 1 second, it's over. The Bruins have won the Stanley Cup.
And by Dairy Queen, Peerless Boilers, your New England Chevy dealers, Timber Tech Decking and Railing, Charles D. Sheehy, Mass Mutual, Avidia Bank, Wendy's, Live Nation, The Peterson School, Tito's Handmade Vodka, Big Y, Nicely Done, and by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
After 39 long years, the Cup is back home. The Bruins are 2011 Stanley Cup champions.
Now, here's Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers.
From TD Garden, this is Boston Bruins hockey. Tonight, amid a busy road schedule, the Bruins make a quick stop here at the Garden, coming off back-to-back overtime losses as they welcome in the Winnipeg Jets for the only time this season. Great to have you with us alongside Bob Beers. I'm Ryan Johnston. Tonight's storylines brought to you by your New England Chevy dealers and the Chevy Silverado, where dependability comes standard. Well, on Tuesday night, for the first time in years, Bruins and Canadians locked horns late in the season with both teams battling for a playoff spot, and it took overtime to decide it. Cole Caulfield's goal with 22 seconds left in OT gives Montreal the win, sent the Bruins to their second straight overtime loss. But glass half full, Bruins come home with 4 of a possible 6 points on that 3-game road trip. And after Tuesday's game, Marco Sturm said his team was a little wary of the Canadian skill level.
We have a lot of speed, so that's why sometimes we probably were passive too much a little bit. But again, we feel comfortable playing that way. And again, he gave us a chance today to win. Yeah, unfortunately it didn't.
It certainly looked that way to us. I mean, conservative in the sense that try to keep everything in front of you, no odd man rushes against, no turnovers at the offensive blue line like they did against the New Jersey Devils. And in that sense, it was a much better game. It was a more complete game by the Bruins. Yeah, they're going to get some chances. That's the nature of it during a game, and you got a good, highly skilled team of the Canadians. But, you know, make it hard for them to come through the neutral zone, make them come 200 feet, that type of thing. You know, cliches that a lot of coaches like to use, but it's true, especially with that team. They didn't have a lot of turnovers in some of those key areas, those critical areas. They cleaned that up from the New Jersey game. There wasn't a lot of pinching defensemen. You know, it happened from time to time, but you better know that you're going to get the puck, and you're not going to give up that odd man rush going the other way. So keep the game close, keep it low scoring, count on a goaltender to make big saves, and, you know, they did all that. You know, overtime's overtime. You had a breakaway in overtime just before Caulfield scores. You know, the day before against New Jersey, you hit the post in overtime with McAvoy, you know, before they came down and scored. So it's, you know, you're right there. And I know he was asked about overtime earlier today. He says, look, I think you asked him about it. You know, he said, you know, I'm not worried about our overtime. We had chances to win both of those games. You know, that could have easily gone the other way. So, like you said, I mean, look, you're in Washington. You don't even have a 3-on-3 in Washington because there were no whistles. It was after a power play had expired, so it was 4-on-4 the entire overtime. You end up winning in the shootout. So, you know, their overtime record is solid. You know, you look at teams around the league, like a team like Pittsburgh is 1-10 in shootouts. 1-10 in shootouts. You know, if they miss the playoffs,
the skill they've got on that team.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So 4 out of 6 points. You want to take wins home. You want to get the 2 points when you can. You want to get greedy. No question about it. But 4 out of 6 points. on the road. Now you go back to work here at home.
Well, the Bruins have certainly gotten plenty of experience in overtime lately. 5 of the last 6 games, 9 of the last 16 the Bruins have played have gone beyond regulation. Well, we'll see one change in the Bruins lineup tonight, and it's a new face. Lucas Reichel will make his Bruins debut. Reichel, acquired from Vancouver at the trade deadline. Former Blackhawk and Canuck in his 5th NHL season, was called up from Providence yesterday, put up 5 points in 3 games down in the AHL after the trade. Sturm and Reichel both speaking today about what the Bruins are hoping to see from him tonight.
I think speed, that's something we've been lacking, and some skill. You can see it already on a power play too, on the second unit there. So hopefully he can translate it to the game as well. But he's here for a reason, and he played some really good games in Providence. I like that. I think that's where we're always looking at calling guys up. They have to earn it, and I think he earned it down there.
For me, just like try to bring the energy on the ice and a lot of speed, and just play my game, have fun, and win.
Former first-round pick.
Yeah.
There's something there. They got to unlock it, right? And for him, and he's on a line right now with Geekie and Elias Lindholm, at least to start this game. Those two guys, they need a jolt. They need something. They need a pick-me-up. And, it wasn't working with some of the other players that they had been playing with up and down the lineup, so they're looking to jumpstart something else. And, they can both get hot. I mean, certainly Geekie can get hot, and Lindholm can do a lot of things for you, even if he's not scoring. But I think, in terms of those two players, you need Geekie production-wise and Lindholm just being a bit of a difference maker, being somebody that can kind of drive that line, even if he doesn't score. Scoring, yeah, I'll take it, definitely. But, there are other things that he can do to help a team win. They're looking for a little bit more out of that. I know Marco Sturm said it this morning. He's been happier with Lindholm's game over the last couple. See if that continues to get better and better. And Geekie he's trying to find it offensively right now. And I know that, Marco said, all right, just keep it simple and, the scoring will come. But it's easier said than done when you're a goal scorer and expected to score.
And those two guys, of course, part of the Bruins' top power play unit, which continues to struggle. They did get a goal early in that game against Montreal, but later on in the game, we saw them revert back to some of the problems that we've seen from them since the Olympic break.
It was a big goal, so we have to build on that. We got to build on something. It's not like everything is bad. What I mean by that, too, is, and I see it like you see it, it's just that flow is a little bit missing throughout the game. So, again, what we try to switch a few things around, I can't tell you what it is, but end of the day, these guys are our best players. And that's why it's one of the reasons why our best players and best skill guys are on the power play. And end of the day, they have to get it done, too. You go through slumps like that, but those are the ones who's going to get you out of it, too.
All right, he's sticking with them. So now it's up to them to get the job done. And I know that you make adjustments, penalty kills make adjustments against you, but it was big to score that goal. They had the 4-minute first shift of the game. They get a double minor against the Canadians. And, so you had guys sitting on the bench at the 15-minute mark that hadn't even seen the ice yet. And, they did get a goal. It was a bit of a broken play, but you still got a goal out of it, and I think that was important. You start the game with a 4-minute power play and don't get anything out of it. And, I go back to what Marco Sturm was saying earlier in the year. When the power play was really humming and going well, they get excited when they're on the power play. I don't know if that excitement is there anymore. I don't. I mean, on the bench or even with the guys that are on that unit, because they're squeezing their sticks and they're trying to find it, and it's been tough to pull themselves out of the slump.
And the zone entries were a real issue the other night against Montreal.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think there's several games where that's been the case. It's not just one game, but how many times did they have to come 200 feet? How many times did Montreal get a puck off of a turnover as soon as you entered the zone and just throw it all the way down? And he wants to come up the ice with speed, but under control. You know what your options are when you're getting to that offensive blue line. Now it's a matter of executing and doing it the right way. And you can draw up every game plan you want, but if the players are squeezing their sticks and not, between the ears, they're not getting it done, then it's going to get uglier and uglier. And right now, that's kind of the state that they're in.
Well, another important one here on home ice tonight. Bruins come into it tied with Detroit for the 2 wild card spots, just 1 point ahead of Columbus in the Eastern standings. Jeremy Swayman will get the start in goal tonight for Boston. Here's what's on deck, brought to you by TimberTech Decking and Railing, #1 in premium decking. Order free samples at timbertech.com. We'll go around the NHL, including teams in the East jockeying for playoff spots.
Everyone's winning games, including us, so that's just the race it is this year.
I'll chat with Bruins head coach Marco Sturm.
They don't give you much to have. Besides Sway, the best goaltender in the league. So that's, we got to make it hard on him.
And up next, we'll talk about the Winnipeg Jets here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
The Honda Spring Event. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 4.99% APR on a 2026 Civic, a 4.49% APR on a 2026 Civic Hybrid, or a 3.49% APR on a 2026 HR-V.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic SI and Type R.
Artificial intelligence, AI, has made my life so much easier. So has IA. Yep, my independent agent. She's a wizard when it comes to delivering great coverage at a great price. She bundled our home and auto with safety insurance. And with Safety's app that monitors driving habits, we saved even more. AI is great. For insurance, so is real intelligence. Ask an independent agent about safety insurance. They'll help you manage life storms.
Hi, I'm Brian Williams, president of the State Police Association of Massachusetts, and I'm proud to partner with Service Credit Union. Service Credit Union supports the health, safety, and financial well-being of first responders throughout the Commonwealth with competitive rates, easy online banking, and personal member-first services. Service Credit Union puts people before profits and stands with the first responders who answer the call to protect and serve every day. Success built on trust, banking built on service. Join thousands who are making a difference and become a member today at servicecu.org/73reasons.
The Shaw's and Star Market Foundation have teamed up with 98.5 The Sports Hub for Feeding the Puck for Families. Every time Boston feeds the puck to help score a goal, the Shaw's and Star Market Foundation Nourishing Neighbors Initiative will donate funds to end hunger here in Eastern Mass. Since its inception, Nourishing Neighbors has raised more than $250 million across the country to ensure their neighbors have the nutrition needed to thrive. Locally, with each assist, the foundation will make a donation of $100 to the Greater Boston Food Bank, up to $50,000 to help our neighbors in need. Learn more at 985thesportshub.com/feed the puck.
Need a new roof for your home or business? Then call East Coast Metal Roofing, lifetime guaranteed roofs, and get 10% off during their Spring into Savings event when you mention me, Felger. Call 844-611-ECMR or visit eastcoastmetalroofing.com.
Bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 2.99% APR on a 2026 CR-V or a 3.99% APR on a 2026 Passport. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details.
The Bruins play on the Sports Hub.
Connor will pick it up. Slowly sway toward the near side. Pick up some speed. Carve his way back into where the slot shoots. Hit the post. And Nashville wins the hockey game tonight.
Back here at TD Garden as the Bruins get ready to take on the Winnipeg Jets for the second and final time this season. Jets have taken a big step back after winning the President's Trophy last year with 116 points. Right now they're at 500, 67 points in 67 games. Coming off an 8-game homestand where they went 5-2-1, though. And head coach Scott Arniel credits everyone with pulling their weight.
Actually, since the break, I've noticed that we're getting contributions from everybody, and that's what we need. We need it by a committee, and can't just rely on the one line. And I think that we're seeing other groups do that.
They've been saying that all year. They've been relying on the one line all season long, and the Scheifele, Connor, and Velarde line, they've been getting it done. Top 3 scorers on the team, and Morrissey on the back end. But they've been saying that they need contributions from other guys, scoring wise, offensively. They're 4 points out of a playoff spot because of even at 500, they're 4 points out of a playoff spot. It's crazy how far they are behind the Bruins in terms of points. But it's the Western Conference. The Western Conference is still wide open, and who's going to make that? And there's a number of teams that are still in the hunt, and Winnipeg Jets think that they wanted them.
Yeah, just to give you an idea, the Bruins would be 4th in the West right now with 82 points.
Yeah, behind
the big three.
The big
right?
three, right. I should say, the West is not good in terms of points, except for the top 3
it's
in the
Central
Conference.
Yeah, that's been the difference. Of course, Connor Hellebuck carries the weight night in, night out, back in goal. He dealt with a knee injury earlier this year, but he'll start for the 9th time in the last 10 games for the Jets tonight as he and Jeremy Swayman, the two of the three goaltenders for Team USA at the Olympics, will square off here tonight. As we take a look at the Catches Law injury report, all the Bruins players taking part in today's morning skate. So no major injuries once again. Injury report brought to you by Catches Law, the official law firm of the Boston Bruins. They've won over $3 billion for their clients. When you're injured and can't work, turn to Catches Law. There's no fee unless you win. Go to catcheslaw.com. Schedule your free consultation today. Joe Murray will give us a check of the Sports Hub headlines next here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
The game is on. The crew's here. And the snack spread from Big Y? Oh, it's a thing of beauty. Wings that sauce the competition. Platters that get major play. And toss pizzas for the whole team. And that impressive 30-inch super sub. Shout out to the experts at Big Y for the assist. Are they cheering for the game or for your snacks? My question exactly, sports fans. Big Y. Nicely done.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious with multiple engine options and impressive towing. While Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability, making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. Visit your New England Chevy dealers.
Hey, it's Big Jim. The madness is here. I'm talking about spring showers, of course, so call my guys at Premier Basement Waterproofing right now to not worry about water this spring or ever again. 844-LIVE-DRY or premierbasement.net. It's game over for water.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
...to...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids. Rolaids' dual-active formula has calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. Yeah, you heard right. 2 actives for that powerful relief. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolaid spells powerful relief. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
The Revolution play on the Sports Hub. Sports Hub headlines presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
The news out of the NBA today, the Pistons and Cade Cunningham will miss time as he's been diagnosed with a collapsed lung. He'll be out the next few weeks. Detroit has a 3.5-game lead over Boston for first place in the standings. Speaking of the Celtics, they'll travel to Memphis on Thursday night. And at the NCAA tournament, Duke survived the first-round scare against Siena, 71-65. 12-seed High Point upset Wisconsin, 84-83, while 9th-seeded TCU got the win over Ohio State, 66-64. Headlines, they are brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit NewEnglandOilChange.com. You'll save 15% off an extravagant oil change at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, the official oil change of busy people. I'm Joe Murray. Ryan and Bob will take you around the NHL next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Spring showers bring epic off-road adventures. So bring on the mud and bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event. Honda vehicles are built for exploring. With the rugged Honda Pilot, Ridgeline, CR-V, and Passport, the road might stop, but you're not done. All from the 2025 Kelley Blue Book Best Value Brand.
Based on 2025 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit kbb.com for more information.
The Peterson School is now hiring for new instructors at all locations.
Hi, I'm Adam Norcott, an electrical instructor at the Peterson School. I've learned so much from my students and their experiences, and it's made me a better teacher, foreman, and electrician.
Visit petersonschool.com.
Hi, it's Jason Todd from Blue Sky Restoration. All hockey season, Blue Sky is restoring historic garden moments on the ice. Tune in to tonight's game on the Bruins Radio Network to hear this date in history restored by Blue Sky. And remember, if you have a property disaster, visit goblusky.com. Restoring your property and your life for a brighter tomorrow.
Hey, it's Sean Flaherty, managing partner at Catches Law Group. There's something about Bruins hockey.
toughness, tradition, and pride that runs deep in New England. That same mindset is how Ketch's Law Group was built for over 40 years. We've been this region's hometown law firm, fighting for our neighbors and recovering over $3 billion for the people who count on us. We are real trial lawyers who deliver real results. Because when the pressure's on, you need a team built to battle. Visit catcheslaw.com to schedule your free consultation today.
With the NHL app, you can listen to every NHL game right from your phone. And with home and away broadcast feeds, you choose your way to listen. Whether you're at work, at the gym, or stuck in traffic, the NHL app puts you right in the action all season long. Every team, every game, everywhere you go. Download the NHL app and never miss a moment.
Hockey season is the perfect time to get a high-efficiency Peerless boiler. Be ready and start saving now. Find the Peerless boiler that's right for your home or business and a list of local installers at peerlessboilers.com. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
The Celtics play on the Sports Hub.
Bruins and Winnipeg coming up from TD Garden around the NHL. Let's focus in on a big game in the Atlantic Division. Canadiens and the Red Wings. Alex DeBrincat and the Red Wings hoping for 2 points tonight.
A couple of good teams coming in. Obviously some division matchups. So big games for us. It's a big stretch at home, and we got to take advantage of that home ice.
Yeah, playing Montreal tonight. They got the Bruins in there on Saturday. 8:15 start time, by the way, on Saturday night. There's a lot of scoreboard watching for me tonight. We just saw Montreal, but you got the Islanders and Senators playing. You got a couple other teams that you're fighting with for position that are going at it. And then out west, there's some good games, some compelling games as well for teams that are fighting for playoff position. So every game just means so much right now. You mentioned it earlier. 5 out of the last 6 for the Bruins have gone to overtime. So we talked about that early in the year. When they were losing games, they weren't getting any points out of it. Now, at least, when they are losing a game, they're at least getting a point out of it.
Last night, every game that had playoff implications went to overtime around the league last night. So, it's the way it's going right now for everybody. Bruins and Winnipeg coming up. We'll hear from Marco Sturm when we return on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
At Service Credit Union, trust isn't just a value, it's a promise to stand with our community heroes. I'm Charlie McAvoy, and I'm proud to partner with Service Credit Union to support the health, safety, and financial well-being of first responders. Become a member today at servicecu.org and join thousands making a difference.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save. That's ethos.com/save. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Electric bills continue to rise, but with Devlin Energy, you have options. Residential solar installs, backup batteries, service and maintenance, commercial projects, whole home electrification. Visit devlinenergy.com. Get started today.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids. Rolaids' dual-active formula has calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. Yeah, you heard right. 2 actives for that powerful relief. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolade spells powerful relief. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Get ready to drive, dunk, and score big savings during Bernardi Honda's Slam Dunk Sales Event. Right now, you can drive home a brand new 2026 Honda CR-V Hybrid Sport L for just $245 a month for 36 months with $49.99 down. It's the perfect combination of efficiency, style, and Honda reliability, all at a price that's a total game winner. Don't sit on the sidelines. Score big during Bernardi Honda's Slam Dunk Sales Event. Bernardi for life.
Want the lowest price on name brand tires? Town Fair Tire beats all the competition. We beat the wholesale clubs, we beat online prices, we beat all local tire dealers. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire. This is Boston's home for sports.
Our pregame interview with Marco Sturm is brought to you by Safety Insurance, providing comprehensive coverage for your auto, home, and business. Ask your independent agent about safety. Joined by Bruins head coach Marco Sturm ahead of their game with the Winnipeg Jets. The other night in Montreal, it was a really tight game. How did you like the way your team competed in that environment?
We knew it's going to be hard, or it would be hard. And I thought, coming off a back-to-back and a long game in Jersey and the travel and everything, I thought we handled it pretty well. You know, they're a good team, and they have some really good speed and skill. You know, they had some dangerous chances. That's why we had sway in that. And but overall, we had a chance to win. And unfortunately, it didn't end up that way, but I really liked our effort. That was there. The guys, I said it after the game, the guys gave me everything they had that night, and that's why I can't get mad.
You guys have played a lot of overtime games recently. I think it's 5 of the last 6. You've lost a few of them in the 3-on-3. Is there anything that you can kind of point to and say maybe we can be better in those situations?
You got to remember, we still have a better record OT. So the last 2 games doesn't change. We had it on our sticks, both games. So that for me, I wouldn't change anything because we did a lot of things well in OT, and twice we had a chance to finish it. And we're still have a better record OT, so I'm not worried about that.
Pavel Zacha, another couple more goals for him. He's up to a career high now of 22 this season. Especially since the break, why has he been so effective offensively?
Well, he's healthy. He is, I think he was arrested. You know, that makes a big difference. I think coming after a break, I saw a little spark in him, just skating-wise. He just, you know, it's a lot of games, a lot of hockey. So he's just one of those guys who needed that little time. And to our benefit, it really worked out well, and he's showing it right now.
You said right away at training camp, you said he's a centerman for me. And, you know, when there was talk about potentially putting him on the wing, what makes him so important in that role as your second-line center?
A guy like him, he's so important to who can play both ways. Just a solid two-way player. Those are players I like, and I saw him that way, and I stuck with my gut there, and yeah, he's doing exactly the things like I pictured right when I signed with the Bruins. So again, that's why for me it's not a big deal, not a surprise that he's playing that way. You know, the good thing is those 3 guys found chemistry all year long, and that's part of the reason too why PAF has such a success is because of a guy like, you know, RV and Casey.
On the flip side, Elias Lindholm and Morgan Geekie have both been pretty quiet since the break. Is there anything you can do to help get them going offensively and start seeing those points that we've seen most of the year?
I think especially Morgan, I think that's the guy, and I told him that too. It's not about, you know, scoring goals anymore. This is playoff hockey. So, you know, he can't just go out there and think about, I have to score. I get that, but now other things are coming more and more important too. And that's something he has to understand, and it's great for him to experience that, to go back to foundation, back to doing little things right. The rest will come. But right now he's in between, and because he wants to score so badly. So I know how he feels, but I got to remind him, and he needs to be better 5-on-5. Just get his working boots on and grind it out and do the little things right.
They're going to be playing alongside Lucas Reichel tonight as he makes his Bruins debut. I know you've got some background with him and his family. What do you expect out of him in his first game, and how does he fit in with those two?
Yeah, no, I like the combo right now. We'll see, hopefully, after the game, too. But, you know, I feel like these guys right now, they need a little bit of life. They need some speed. They need some skills. So, you know, we feel like Lucas showed that in the past, and hopefully he can, you know, help those 2 guys again tonight. And but, yeah, I feel good about it. But I also want Lucas to be the player who he is and doesn't change anything, but also buy into our system.
Winnipeg Jets are the opponent tonight, another team that's on the outside of the playoff structure, coming in here where you guys have had a great deal of success this year. What kind of game do you expect this to be?
Different than Montreal, I would say a little bit less speed, but heaviness. You know, that's just the way they play. They play a hard, heavy game. You know, they don't give you much. They have, besides Sway, the best goaltender in the league. So that's, you know, we got to make it hard on him and their D. You know, so it's going to be a tight one again today. We want to keep building on our home record here because those are the games every team who's behind us, we need to win here. So it's great to be back, and we will be ready tonight.
Thanks for the time. Good luck.
Thank you.
There's Marco Sturm. Bruins and the Winnipeg Jets are next.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
From the Town Fair Tire Studios, this is Boston's home for sports. WBZ-FM at HD Boston, 98.5 The Sports Hub. He's the media group station.
On Tuesday in Montreal, the Bruins went into the game looking for 2 points and a strong finish to the road trip, but they ended up settling for one.
Hudson try to get away from Pasternak down the left circle. Here's Suzuki, top of the left circle, in front, score! It's Cole Caulfield. He's been dangerous all year in overtime. He gets his 5th overtime game winner.
Now it's back home to face a Winnipeg team trying to make a late push for the wild card spot in the West. The Bruins and the Jets coming up next.
This is Boston Bruins hockey.
Across to Esposito, shot. Bang! Cam Neely, wow! Nathan Horton wins Game 7 in overtime. Geeky scores! And there is point number 100 for Pasta and goal number 30 for Morgan Geeky.
Boston Bruins hockey is brought to you by your local New England Honda dealers, Shaw's and Star Market, Safety Insurance, Town Fair Tire, Granite City Electric's GCE Night Train, Ticketmaster, your New England Ford dealers, Blue Sky Restoration Contractors, Service Credit Union, TD Bank, and by Catches Law.
Backhand, it'll save Thomas. Swayman made a great stop at the far post.
And by Dairy Queen, Peerless Boilers, your New England Chevy dealers, Timbertech Decking and Railing, Charles D. Sheehy, Mass Mutual, Avidia Bank, Wendy's, Live Nation, the Peterson School, Tito's Handmade Vodka, Big Y, Nicely Done, and by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Back door. Put in. His 100th point. Backhand score of a penalty shot for Raymond Gort. David Pasternak calls game, and the Bruins win it 2-1. Bergeron, and the Bruins win the series.
Now here's Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers.
And we're at TD Garden for the Bruins and the Winnipeg Jets. Bruins beat the Jets 6-3 earlier this year, back in December, up north of the border. Now as Winnipeg comes south, what do the Bruins need to do against this team tonight?
They're a little bit of a different look than maybe what the Montreal Canadiens were. So, if they talk about adapting their game, it's not going to be all that speed and skill. It's going to be a little heavier kind of game. I think that's what you expect when you have a Winnipeg team in here. Their first line is all world, though. They're excellent. With Scheifele, Connor, and Velarde, excuse me. Thank you. But and Morrissey's one of the more underrated guys. If you don't know who Josh Morrissey is, he's a really good defenseman. That's why he's been on all the Canadian teams, the Four Nations and the Olympics. And then they've got their all-world goaltender, Kevin Hellebuck. So they count on those guys a lot in order to win hockey games. They got some depth scoring last game, but that's the line you have to pay most attention to, and that's going to be one of the critical matchups here today.
Tonight's keys to the game brought to you by Town Fair Tire. For the guaranteed lowest prices on tires, go to Town Fair Tire, because nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. We'll have the opening face-off coming up from TD Garden here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Hi, I'm David Morales, General Manager of WellPoint in Massachusetts. At WellPoint, we're proud to once again partner with 98.5 The Sports Hub for the Hometown Heroes program, shining a light on the individuals who selflessly serve and support our communities across Massachusetts. These everyday heroes deserve to be recognized for the impact they make, both big and small. Help us celebrate them by nominating a hometown hero today at 985thesportshub.com/heroes.
Electrical contractors, your crews have better things to do than sit in their trucks and name cloud formations. Let Granite City Electric Supply get your crews working first thing every morning. Use the GCE Night Train. Overnight delivery to your job site by 6 a.m. Or pick up your materials with 24/7 access at one of 27 GCE Night Train depot locations. Let's face it, knowing your supplies will arrive at 2 p.m. doesn't help you in the morning. Experience the GCE Night Train difference from Granite City Electric, proud partner of the Boston Bruins Radio Network.
Whether you're putting together a hockey team,
or Ford's award-winning lineup of SUVs. A great team starts with the right players, like the iconic Ford Bronco family, with great looks and the 4x4 capability to perform on or off the ice. And the rugged Ford Explorer, with seating for 7 and room for all your gear. Check out the full lineup of award-winning Ford SUVs at your New England Ford dealers today. Proud partner of the Boston Bruins.
Now at Wendy's, you can go big, biggie, or biggier. With our new $4, $6, or $8 meal, you choose your deal, as you should. Sorry, I get fired up when I'm talking deals. More biggie options, more of what you really want at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Here's another key to why nobody does it like Town Fair Tire. Free lifetime flat repair. It doesn't matter if it's on a Town Fair tire or not. Town Fair Tire will provide a repair on any car tire you own free of charge. Go to townfairtire.com to see more key reasons why nobody does it like Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Boston Sports Talk, the Sports Hub.
Tonight's national anthem presented by Mass Mutual, planning and protection on and off the ice. Here is Todd Angeli.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Todd Angeli with the national anthems, getting set for the opening face-off here tonight between the Jets and the Bruins. Let's take a look at our starting lineups. In goal for Winnipeg, got a nice ovation when he was announced. Connor Hellebuck on defense, pairing of Dylan Sandberg and Elias Salamonson. Up front, Kyle Connor, Mark Scheifele, and Alex Iafallo. For the Bruins, they'll start Jeremy Swayman in goal, Jonathan Aspro and Charlie McAvoy, your defensemen, and up front, Casey Middlestad, Pavel Zacha, and Victor Arvidsson. The starting lineup is brought to you by Big Y, celebrating 90 years. It's not just our anniversary, it's yours too. You're the Y.
And the first 5 minutes of tonight's game presented by your New England Ford dealers. Tonight's New England Ford dealers' first 5 contestant of the game is Brian Nicholson of Rockland, Massachusetts. If the Bruins score in the first 5 minutes, Brian wins a pair of tickets to a future Bruins game courtesy of the New England Ford dealers. Enter the contest at 985thesportshub.com. Bruins with a Quick stop home here at TD Garden for one game before they head back on the road to Detroit on Saturday night. They'll be going from left to right here in the first period, wearing black from head to toe. Jets control the opening face-off. Connor will throw it across ice. Here's Iafallo into the Bruins zone. Coming down the right wing circle, shovels one to Swayman, who made the stick save. Puck loose in front. Scheifele trying to grab a handle on it, but instead it's Aspero for the Bruins. Round to the far side for Casey Middlestat. Crossing pass comes through the legs of Zacha, but he tracks it on the right side and dumps in. Hellebuck stopped it in the trapezoid, but gave it away near circle. Middlestat back to McAvoy for a drive. Hellebuck makes that save and then covers it up.
Hellebuck wanted to play that puck. Not sure what he saw up there on the left wing, but there was nobody there except a black jersey. And Bruins get a chance out of it, or at least a shot on goal out of it. Nobody able to rotate to the front of the net, and he gets a good look. Hellebuck does, and has that puck stick to him. I mentioned Velarde is being part of that top three, but he's not on that top line. Yeah, they're looking for some balanced scoring are the Jets.
Face off here in the attack zone. It's controlled by Winnipeg. Going behind his own net was Morrissey. Jets looking to break out. Come to the red line. It'll come back toward Morrissey, kicking it onto his stick. Bruins clogging it up here a bit in the neutral zone. Forced turnover at the blue line. Hampus Lindholm off of Minton. Kick back over. Here's Perfetti along the near side boards to dump in. Swayman goes out in the trapezoid and stops it. He'll rim it around the glass far side. Pop free back to DeMello at the point. Got it to Perfetti, but had it blocked. And it's Mason Lohrei carrying the Bruins forward. Pulls up just inside the attacking blue line. Looking for some space. Gets around Perfetti. Deals over to Hampus Lindholm. Back near side to Minton. Quick touch back to Lohrei. Minton in the right wing corner now. His pass got away from Pasternak, but kept alive by Hampus Lindholm. On the near side boards, and Perfetti able to win it back, push it up ice, a 2-on-1. Adam Lowry coming down the left circle, a shot in the right pad saved by Swayman.
That's something that they did not do against Montreal, is give up those odd man rushes. There was a breakaway in the first period, but it was while the Bruins had a power play. And that time, he pinched down the boards, the puck gets chipped by, all of a sudden it's a 2-on-1 going the other way. Good save by Swayman on Lowry.
Zadorov played it up the left wing side. Geekie will direct it deep. We'll get our first look in a Bruins uniform at Lucas Reichel as he gets in on the forecheck. Here's Geekie along the near side boards. Got upended in a collision with Dylan Sandberg. Off the far wall, it comes to Zadorov. His one-timer gets blocked. Peak will throw one toward the net with Geekie in front, and Hellebuck able to squeeze it and draw a whistle with 2:02 gone in this first period.
Yeah, good pressure, and that starts with Reichel. He's the first guy in on the forecheck here. And you know, he's not able to lay a body, but he puts pressure on. And all of a sudden, the Bruins are getting up there with their second forechecker, their third forechecker. The D get up to the blue line, and Pete gets a good look from the right point with Geekie hanging around the front of the net.
Lucas Reichel playing for his third NHL team this season.
Still very young, though. You know,
oh, yeah. Went from Chicago to Vancouver earlier in the year, in October, in a trade. Bruins got him for a sixth-rounder at the deadline from the Canucks. Goal and 4 assists in Providence in 3 games since the pickup. Former Bruin Cole Koepke going to get the puck deep here into Boston territory. Fleury sent it toward the back of the net. Zadorov forced it back around toward the near side. Koepke sends back to the point. Fleury with a shot, and that one is grabbed by Jeremy Swayman, and the face-off will be to his right.
Winnipeg really likes this fourth line that they have. You know, Barron, Koepke, Brad Lambert playing. It was Tanner Pearson. He got traded at the deadline. Right. So, but they like what Barron brings. We know Koepke from his time with the Bruins. Hardworking, fast.
Yeah, Jets made 2 trades at the deadline, both of them with the Buffalo Sabres. Shipped Luke Schenn and Logan Stanley to Buffalo. And the Pearson trade, as you mentioned, as the puck comes off the near side boards. And Scheifele working against Aspero as they go behind the net. Scheifele carries to the far circle, turns back down low. Centering pass comes all the way through, and Arvidsson gets it past Morrissey back out through center.
So 2 shifts in a row, the Scheifele line out on the ice. It's the Zacha line, and Aspero and McAvoy as your defenseman.
Iafallo and Aspero go hard into the wall in pursuit of the puck. Kicks off the skate of Scheifele all the way back down toward Hellebuck. Hellebuck shoveling it around behind the net to Mello out of the far corner. Now Morrissey up through the neutral ice. Scheifele cutting into the middle. Gets the Boston line. Near side circle, pulls up. Deals it back to Morrissey for a drive. Stick saved by Swayman. Loose puck is played along by Corrali. And Kastelik will work his way to the red line. Floats it into the Winnipeg zone. Hellebuck plays it away from the side of the net. Around that far side, out into neutral ice. Corrali put a shoulder into Scheifele. Bruins come back in across the line, but an errant pass looking for Castlewick.
Tried to pass that puck over to Castlewick. It's the right play. Just put it in his feet.
Lohrei to Tanner Jeannot inside the Bruins zone. He'll drop it back, and Lohrei will stop in behind the Bruins net. 16:15 to go here in the first period. No score early. Lohrei will dump in from center ice all the way around the far boards. Corrali gets it back in behind the net. Here's Castlewick off the feet from Jeannot behind the net. Went right out in front. Hellebuck turned it away. Walking back out into neutral ice comes Nyquist. On the right side, Taves threw one toward the net, and that's steered away with a stick by Swayman. Near side corner. Peak at the back of the net. Able to push through some traffic and then gets tripped up, and the Bruins are going to get an early power play here.
Yeah, offensive zone. Good battle behind the net. Everybody battling for that puck, and it's going to be Gus Nyquist, I believe, going to the box. He doesn't like it. He's complaining right now, but looked like Peak got tripped up.
So the Bruins,
Winnipeg, number 14, 2 minutes for tripping.
for the second game in a row, will get an early power play chance. Had the double minor taken by Montreal the other night. Scored on the front end of that. Just their 5th power play goal in 11 games since the break.
Interesting, they start over on the left wing side for Zacha to take the draw, but he just got kicked out, so they can't switch it now.
Zacha had that power play goal the other night. He scored 3 in a row for the Bruins as far as their power play goals.
Kiki just ripped that one off the faceoff.
Put it wide of the net. Kiki's got it along the near side boards. Crossing pass all the way across, and Pasternak misfired on a one-time attempt. Now down low. Zacha tried to get it across. Got knocked away in the slot, and it'll be cleared all the way down here, and Zacha will chase back.
Pretty good puck movement there off the faceoff win.
McAvoy from his own blue line will deal it back. Zacha and Elias Lindholm side by side. Trade the puck a couple of times coming through the neutral zone. Can't gain entry, get turned back. Saw that a number of times against Montreal the other night. Pasternak will try his hand at it. Going to carry it up through the red line and across the blue. Deals on the right side here for McAvoy. Pass into the slot off the skate of Geekie, and it kicks in on Hellebuck. He covers it up.
Well, Pasternak with good entry that time. The first one, they get stood up. It's a 1-3 basically for Winnipeg. You know, the first guy's out there. You're going to have that delay play. He's the guy up the ice, and then there's 3 pretty much stacked across the blue line. That time Pasternak was able to get into the zone on his own.
Winnipeg penalty kill 19th in the league on the season. Hovering right around 79%. Off this face-off, Middlestat will get it back to Lohrei. Brings it to the center of the blue line. Gave it back to Middlestat, who got the return pass right to Lohrei, but his one-timer blocked. Mason from the blue line will play it back in behind the net. Arvidsson. Velarde, or Iafallo, excuse me, over on that far side, able to get the clear. Lohrei comes back inside his own zone. He'll leave it behind and grabbed by Fraser Minton. Minton to center ice. Hands to Arvidsson cutting toward the left. Got the pass over there to Middlestat. Now here's Lohrei along the blue line. Middlestat left circle in front. Oh, it came across on a nice pass. Hellebuck's without a stick. Reichel from the right circle threw it in front. It hit Arvidsson on the back door.
He was looking for him. He had him.
Reichel over to the far circle. Middlestat hit the post. Hellebuck still without a stick. Puck comes back to Lohrei. Fake the shot. Steps to the left circle. A shot. That one off of the shoulder of Hellebuck. Round the near side wall. Reichel keeps alive along the boards. Got it toward the slot, but knocked away from Middlestat. And Iafallo will backhand it all the way down.
There's a glimpse at Reichel right there. That's some good puck movement. He found Arvidsson backdoor. Arvidsson tried to find him backdoor on the other side, but the quickness and the quick puck movement, impressive.
Corrali with a drive in on Hellebuck, who made that save. Power play is over. Jeannot on the far boards has it taken away by Scheifele. He works his way up the right side. Gives it in the middle for Connor. Back checking Castlewick. Knocked that puck loose.
Bailed out his teammate that time. Jeannot turned that puck over and Kaslik gets back to take away the 3-on-2.
Race for a loose puck in the neutral zone and gets whistled down. We'll take a first time out with 13:08 to go here in the first period. Bruins and the Winnipeg Jets are scoreless here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CRV at your local Honda dealer.
The game is on. The crew's here, and the snack spread from Big Y, oh, it's a thing of beauty. Wings that sauce the competition, platters that get major play, and tossed pizzas for the whole team, and that impressive 30-inch super sub. Shout out to the experts at Big Y for the assist. Are they cheering for the game or for your snacks? My question exactly, sports fans. Big Y, nicely done.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious with multiple engine options and impressive towing. While Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability, making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. Visit your New England Chevy dealers.
The Chase Ink Business Premier Card is made for people who make things happen, like me. I'm Sam, founder and CEO of Manifest, a product design company that makes everyday products designed smarter. I get 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more, plus unlimited 2% cash back on all other purchases, which helps us make more smart ideas into a brilliant reality.
The Ink Business Premier Card. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by JP Morgan Chase Bank, NA member FDIC, subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Champions play here. The Sports Hub.
The first 5 minutes of tonight's game were brought to you by your New England Ford dealers, America's best-selling trucks for 49 years. 13:08 to go, first period, no score. Bruins with an early power play chance generated some scoring chances, especially that second unit.
Second unit looked sharp. Yeah, Mitten, Reichel, Middlestad hit the post, Arvidsson, and Lori active. And that puck movement was what a power play needs to be. That was quick puck movement, decisive. Know what you want to do before it gets on your stick. And the movement and the retrieval.
Lucas Reichel making an early good impression in his first game as a Boston Bruin.
That pass to him from Arvidsson just missed. He kind of wanted to one-time it. He was alone in the right wing circle, but a little bit in between there. Should he stop it? Stop it with his skate, try to get a one-timer away.
Arvidsson able to knock one away from Morrissey here. Zaka tried to center, hit Middlestad in the skate. And the Jets will break out. Follow lost it coming through neutral ice, but Connor picks it up. Over to DeMello, worked it right back to the slot, but knocked away from Connor. Arvidsson will kick it off the near boards to Zaka. Bruins moving left to right. Well, Arvidsson turned over in the neutral zone. And Connor comes right back in along the left wing side.
Yeah, both the D were changing as well, but were able to get out there.
Touch back toward Fleury at the point. His shot got redirected a couple of times, never made it to the net. And Hampus Lindholm turns up ice. Jets in the middle of a change here as Hampus steps into the Winnipeg zone. Fleury rides him into the corner, knocks him down. Pasternak the far side. Looked like he got a stick up, and he did. It's Jacob Bryson who went down, gets back up, and headed to the bench. Referee over to check on him, and this looks like it's going to be 4 against Pasternak.
He's got the towel up to his face right now. That was a pretty quick look. And
Boston, number 88, 4-minute double minor for high sticking.
Exactly what we have. Bryson came over in that trade, one of those trades with the Buffalo Sabres.
He and Isak Rosean, who's also in the lineup tonight, acquired along with a second and a 4th round pick from Buffalo.
He's a very highly touted prospect. They think he could be a good player.
So Bruins will be short here for a while. 11:56 to go in this first period. Winnipeg power play is 23rd best in the league this year, and they'll have to chase one all the way back to their own zone to get it started. As Hellebuck tees it up behind the net. Brought toward the near side. Salamonson wheels it back into his own zone. Nyquist coming through neutral ice. They'll work it to Taves along the left wing side. Off the near wall, it comes back to Salomonson. Pushed it back down toward the corner. Bounced over the stick of Lambert. Corrali and McAvoy both in this near corner. Salomonson holds into the blue line with a shot deflected on, and Swayman got a piece of it.
A lot of bodies in front there.
Taves hands it back to Salomonson at the left point. Onto the left circle for Nyquist. Nyquist right to the side of the net. Quick in front for Taves. Swayman made the stop from there, and Lambert tried to poke home the rebound along the near post, but Swayman holds his ground.
Excellent puck movement from Lambert. Right? They track this puck down. They move it down low to Lambert right along the goal line, and it's just going to be a one-touch pass to Taves. Taves gets a chance, and then Lambert with a second opportunity from just off to the right of Swayman. Then that shot that came through from the point was tipped by Taves with the bodies in front.
Lambert, a late first-round pick for Winnipeg back in 2022, playing in his 17th NHL game tonight. Spent most of the season with their AHL affiliate, the Manitoba Moose. Off the face-off, near side boards, Perfetti. Scheifele got it down to the near side. Peak trying to chop it away from Velarde right on the side of the net, and the Bruins will get it out. Minute gone by on the double minor to Pasternak. From his own zone comes Kyle Connor. To center ice, gives to Scheifele there. Perfetti down the left wing side into the Bruins' end. Morrissey sent it back down toward the corner. Perfetti able to find it, but now having to deal with Peak in that far corner. Bruins will get another clear. And Boston will change up the penalty killers with 2.5 to go on the double minor. Winnipeg starts out with Scheifele once again. To the red line, finds a lane to the blue. Perfetti gives it back to him along the near boards. Morrissey over to the far side. They'll work it down toward the right corner for Connor. Comes ricocheting back across the ice, and that's going to leave the zone before Scheifele can track it down.
Off of a skate on that attempted pass.
Morrissey circles back at his own blue line. Halfway through the first period, we are scoreless. Some personnel changes being made here by Winnipeg. Bruins will match it as Morrissey comes up the left side. Drop pass for Taves. Down the left circle into the corner. Around the far side boards. Roseanne over there. And his pass intended for Lambert missed, and that'll go all the way back down. Morrissey. Shadowed by Corrali. Morrissey banks it off the far boards. Corrali nearly a chance to jump that. Instead, it's Lambert come ahead quickly. Taves on the left side once again. Gets it back to Nyquist at the blue line. They'll work it over to the far side circle. Up top here for Salomonson. Threw one to the net. Tipped one on into the far corner. Zadorov over there. Kastelik over there. Kastelik gets it to the blue line but not out. Salomonson to his left for Nyquist. Tried to get the return pass back to him. Blocked out of the zone by Corrali. Bruins have killed off 3 minutes on this double minor so far. Salomonson near the red line. Turns away from some pressure from Husnudinov. Hands it to Scheifele. He skates it toward the Boston line, but can't get it through Elias Lindholm. Morrissey will leave it behind in his defensive zone. Connor with speed towards center ice. Cuts to his right. Plays it off the far boards. Velarde trying to catch up to it. Around the near side it'll come. Perfetti over here. And his pass taken away. Elias Lindholm. He skates it up on a 1-on-3 and now plays it deep. Heads off on a change with 18 seconds left on the penalty here.
A couple shots from the point. Then you had that one sequence there with Lambert and Taves.
Connor finds his way into the Bruins zone this time. A centering pass, though, right to Tanner Jeannot. Pasternak about to come out of the box as Jeannot comes to the red line and sends it deep. So the Bruins kill off the double minor. And we remain scoreless here with 7:45 to go in this first period. Pasternak now taking away from Lowry just inside the Winnipeg zone, but a centering pass cut off by Morrissey. And up ice they come with Morgan Barron. Lori get it back into the far corner. Here's Reichel to break the Bruins out. Reichel coming through neutral ice with speed. On the left side gives to Pasternak. Pasta wheels along the hash marks. Centering pass. He had both Reichel and Peak, but it got knocked away. Zadorov out at the point. Over to Pasternak for a one-timer. Saved by Hellebuck. And the rebound chance along that far side post by Minton. Didn't go. Barron gets bumped by Zadorov as he comes through neutral ice. Free puck to Peak back inside the Bruins' end. Right wing pass to Arvidsson coming through center. Arvidsson along the near boards, tried to center, but it was blocked back into the corner. Loose puck to McAvoy, who fires one wide on the short side. Arvidsson along the far wall, surrounded by white sweaters, got it back toward the blue line, but it jumped on Aspero. And so the Bruins have to come back into the neutral ice, and now a battle for possession. Taves will squirt free with it. Takes a shoulder from Aspero along that far side. Middlestat played into the middle. He's got McAvoy breaking out. Charlie up across the line. Tried to give it for Zaka, missed him, but McAvoy tracked it down himself. Now around to Arvidsson in the right corner. Zaka leaves it off the end boards. Arvidsson taking around to that far side. McAvoy coming toward the high slot. Shot it wide, looking for a redirect. Arvidsson floats one back to Lohrei, stepping toward the top of the right circle. Here's Middlestat. Back over to Lohrei, who's on the left side now. Back over to McAvoy coming to the right. Middlestat, high slot, throws one in on goal. Save made, and along the far circle, Roseanne finds it and clears it, but it goes out of play. Deflected. Face-off will be in the Winnipeg zone when we come back. 5:54 to go here in the first period. No score, Bruins in Winnipeg. On the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Sports don't get any tougher than hockey, and trucks don't get any tougher than Ford F-Series, F-150, and Super Duty. The trucks that move mountains also move parade floats and snowmobiles. With that versatility, it's no wonder Ford F-Series is the #1 selling pickup for 49 years straight. Visit your New England Ford dealers today for great offers. A proud partner of your Boston Bruins. Sales claim based on 1977 to 2025 calendar year total sales.
TD Bank's here for an assist with a special checking and savings account offer for new customers. Perfect for fans of the Bruins. Learn more at td.com/garden offer or stop by any TD Bank location in New England. Terms and eligibility apply. TD Bank, Bank of the Boston Bruins. The Shaws and Star Market Foundation have teamed up with 98.5 The Sports Hub for Feeding the Puck for Families. Every time Boston feeds the puck to help score a goal, the Shaws and Star Market Foundation Nourishing Neighbors Initiative will donate funds to end hunger here in Eastern Mass. Since its inception, Nourishing Neighbors has raised more than $250 million across the country to ensure their neighbors have the nutrition needed to thrive. Locally, with each assist, the foundation will make a donation of $100 to the Greater Boston Food Bank, up to $50,000 to help our neighbors in need. Learn more at 985thesportshub.com/feed the puck.
Hi, it's Jason Todd from Blue Sky Restoration. All hockey season, Blue Sky is restoring historic garden moments on the ice. Tune in to the Bruins Radio Network every home game to hear this date in history, restored by Blue Sky. And remember, if you have a property disaster, visit goblusky.com. Restoring your property and your life for a brighter tomorrow.
The game is on the Sports Hub.
Fans come down to Causeway Street on Tuesday night to be here as the Bruins take on the Toronto Maple Leafs in an Original Six showdown at 7 p.m. Plus, the first 10,000 fans through the turnstiles will receive a high-visibility vest courtesy of New Forma. Select tickets still available for purchase. Visit bostonbruins.com/tickets and grab your seat for some hard-hitting action. Bruins and Winnipeg scoreless, 5:54 to play here in the first period. Shots are 8 aside through the first 14 minutes. Face off to the right of Connor Hellebuck. Off the draw to come back to Aspero with the left point. Pasternak whips one toward the net, and Hellebuck deflects that up over the crossbar and the glass out of play. Did he get that with his head? I got it. It's shoulder or head, one of the two. He kind of
jumped, right?
Leaped at it, yeah.
Really good penalty killing by the Bruins, an effective PK. You know, both units for Winnipeg struggling to get scoring chances. There were a couple there, but Swayman was there when they needed him to be. It's amazing how you get the swagger back, you know, for a penalty kill that was struggling.
Puck gets cleared past Aspero, a 2-on-1. Scheifele coming down the right wing circle, took the shot. Swayman makes that save.
That's the second time the D has pinched and gotten burned on it.
Fraser Minton will clear it back into the Winnipeg zone. Around behind their net. Usnadinov shoving Solomonson to the wall. Pasternak able to regain possession. Sends one in front, but out of the reach of Minton. Pulled back in behind the net by Sandberg. Give away far side. Pasternak to Minton. Near side circle. Turns it back to McAvoy. Over to Pasternak. Fake the one-timer. Now takes the shot. And the left pad saved by Hellebuck, who can't gather in the rebound. Pasternak's got it. Left circle. Scores! David Pasternak gives the Bruins the lead with 5:08 left here in the first.
Now Pasternak just won't be denied. He stays with it. Had a couple chances already, and that time he was able to get to the middle of the ice. But this play does not happen if Jeremy Swayman doesn't make the save on the 2-on-1 on Scheifele, their leading scorer. And then Pasternak gets Hellebuck to open up just enough and slide that puck 5-0 as he's moving from left to right. They had a chance to clear it. Pasternak picked it out of the air.
27th of the season for Pasternak, his third in the last 3 games. And the Bruins up with 5 to go here in the first period.
You can't overlook the 2-on-1 save, though. They said that their leading scorer's got the puck on his stick coming down the right wing side on a 2-on-1, and that's the second 2-on-1 the Bruins have given up. He makes the save, and it allows the Bruins to come back the other way.
Up in the neutral zone here to Mason Lohrei. Corrali will dump it in. And around the far side it goes. Jeremy Swayman has been unbelievably good here at TD Garden throughout the course of this season, as the Bruins have as well. 25-9-1 home record. He's been such a huge part of that. Fleury from the left point. Whistles one wide of the net. Jeannot on the far side boards will play it back in behind. Compare Jeremy Swayman to the other goaltenders around the league. On home ice, he has the second best goals against average and the first best save percentage of any goaltender who's played at least 10 home games this year. Bruins are going to get whistled for an icing here.
And then you throw in a couple games. Earlier in the year, they were getting blown out in a couple of games, remember? And kind of inflated some of those numbers. Games where the Bruins have been engaged and, playing the game the right way. His numbers, he's helped to keep them in games or allow them to extend leads.
That is career best 26th win of the season on Saturday in that memorable shootout performance against Washington, where he stopped all 9. But rattles around the far side boards. Can't get it to Reichel. Back into the corner. Zadorov will find Reichel. Turns with it toward the far side and then backhands into the middle for Elias Lindholm. Stepping forward into the Winnipeg zone. A shot up high on the chest of Hellebuck, but he hangs on to it. And a face-off coming in the attack zone when we return. 3:42 to play, first period. Bruins on the board, 1-0 on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
The Honda Spring Event. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 4.99% APR on a 2026 Civic, a 4.49% APR on a 2026 Civic Hybrid, or a 3.49% APR on a 2026 HR-V.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic SI and Type R.
Hey, it's Charlie McAvoy, and I'm proud to partner with Service Credit Union because I believe in their mission to support first responders. This season, our 73 Reasons campaign is giving back over $250,000 to protect those who protect us. Join thousands making a difference today at servicecu.org.
So I'm running late for a hugely important meeting. Of course, traffic is bad. And then I got rear-ended. The timing was inconvenient. But I have to say, safety insurance made the claims process unbelievably convenient. I simply uploaded pics of my car. The claims adjuster sent me back an estimate. I even got the money to cover the repair digitally. Ask an independent agent about safety insurance. We'll help you manage life's storms conveniently.
Now at Wendy's, you can go big, biggie, or biggier. With our new $4, $6, or $8 meal, you choose your deal, as you should. Sorry, I get fired up when I'm talking deals. More biggie options, more of what you really want at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 2.99% APR on a 2026 CR-V or a 3.99% APR on a 2026 Passport. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details.
Your hot takes on the Sports Hub.
3:42 to go first period. Bruins with a 1-0 lead here at home over the Winnipeg Jets on David Pasternak's 27th goal of the season. He torched the Jets for 2 goals and 2 assists in the only other meeting this year. When these teams got together in December, Bruins took that game 6-3.
They didn't refresh my memory. They did not see Hellebuck in that game.
That was during his injury. Yeah,
yes.
he had been out with a knee injury, missed 12 games back from mid-November to mid-December, so the Bruins did not face him. One of the few times you'll face the Jets and not face Hellebuck. He is making his 9th start in their last 10. Basically only doesn't play when they have a back-to-back. And rightfully so. I mean, last year's Hart Trophy winner. Perfetti comes out from behind the Winnipeg net with the puck. Plays it out into neutral ice, crossing pass to the near side. Lowry and Sandberg get tangled up with each other trying to figure out who was going to get that puck. Middlestat will turn the Bruins back up ice from the red line. Pass toward his left, kicked away from Zaka. He's able to keep it alive just inside the Winnipeg blue line, and then a pass from McAvoy jumped away from him.
Puck's finding him.
Zaka with 12 points in the last 10 games. A couple of goals the other night. As he's down in the right wing corner here. Pushes it along the wall for Arvidsson. McAvoy over to Aspero from the left point. A shot that ricochets just wide. McAvoy coming south of the hash marks. Down low for Middlestat. Goes behind the net. Angles it back to the far point. Aspero. Here's Arvidsson from the center of the blue line. Got a shot through some traffic in front. But Hellebuck able to cradle that.
Fans, hockey season is the perfect time to get a high-efficiency Peerless boiler. Be ready and start saving now. Find the Peerless boiler that's right for your home or business and a list of local installers at peerlessboilers.com. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
Bruins with a face-off in the attack zone. Bring out Pasternak, Minton, and Husnudinov, along with Lohrei and Hampus Lindholm. Near circle down to our right, the draw. Morgan Barron stands in there for Winnipeg. And Minton gets tossed out, so Husnudinov will take his place. Pasternak standing behind Husnudinov at the ready near the top of the face-off circle. Winnipeg wins the draw, though, in behind the net. Minton able to ride Fleury and hold him along the wall. Pasternak reaching in with a stick, trying to dig it out of Fleury's skates. Husnudinov in there as well. Pasternak got tripped up over there. And the Jets will break out, and they get a 3-on-2 if they get it going here. Connor coming up the left wing side. All the way across, and it jumped over Scheifele's stick. From the far boards, he'll play it down deep. Connor spins away from Hampus Lindholm. Back to DeMello at the point. His shot goes wide on the glove side. Ricocheted around the near side of the net. A chance for Scheifele there, turned away. Lohrei gets it forward. Hampus on to the near side for Pasternak. Drops it back to Hampus. And now Pasternak in the right wing corner. Converged on by a pair of Jets. Winnipeg will come free with a puck. Outlet in the neutral ice, and Corrali swats that away from Velarde. Minute 25 to go here in the first period. Bruins with a 1-goal lead. Andrew Peak back behind the Boston net. Velarde standing right in front of Jeremy Swayman's crease, waiting to see which way this is going to go. Going to be sent down the ice. Hellebuck comes out to play it. And now under pressure, doesn't know where to go with it. Kastelik nearly took it away from him.
Very casual.
Yeah. Morrissey off a cross ice feed, gets into the Bruins zone. Peak relieves him of the puck. Off the near boards, Morrissey, though, able to step in front of Kastelik, win it back. Coming down toward the corner, and a centering pass gets slowed
big
up.
Hit by Kastelik on Morrissey. He just hounded him. Morrissey does a nice job of stepping in front of him to keep that puck in, and Kastelik stayed right with him, then finished him off.
37 seconds left in the period. Jets in their own zone with Sandberg. Trading it a couple of times with Salomonson. Puck comes deep into Bruins territory. McAvoy behind the net for Aspero. Reichel along the far boards, right over by the Boston bench. Pass into the middle, hit a skate. Barron will come back down the left side here for the Jets, and a centering pass denied there. Aspero will pivot back behind his net. 10 to go in the period. Aspero's pass does get to Reichel on the far side. Geeky will rim it around the near side. 5 to go in the period. They won't get another shot here as Barron lobs it back out to center ice. Clubbed down by Reichel. And the siren sounds to bring us to the end of the first period. So David Pasternak's goal is the only one so far. Bruins outshoot the Jets 13-9 in the first 20 minutes and take a 1-0 lead into the room for the first intermission. We will be back for our first intermission. Conversation about some of the topics discussed at this week's League GM meetings coming up next here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the Versa.
Your career with an MBA or specialized master's through Babson College. Join the school ranked #2 best college in the U.S. by the Wall Street Journal 2025. Visit babson.edu/grad programs.
The sun is out, the birds are chirping, and the open road is calling. Bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event and take that road trip you've been dreaming of. Now's the time to check out the Honda Civic and HR-V from Honda, the 2025 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand.
Based on 2025 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit KBB.com for more information.
Hi, I'm David Morales, General Manager of WellPoint in Massachusetts. We're proud to continue our partnership with 98.5 The Sports Hub and the Hometown Heroes program, honoring the everyday heroes who work tirelessly to make our community stronger and healthier. From first responders to community leaders, these individuals deserve our recognition and gratitude. Now we want to hear from you. Head to 985thesportshub.com/heroes and nominate a hometown hero today.
Hey hockey fans, it's Bob Beers. If you're ready to upgrade your outdoor living space, look no further than TimberTech Decking and Railing. TimberTech is the #1 premium composite decking brand, and it's tough enough to handle anything. It looks just like real wood, but without the costly maintenance of a wood deck. It won't rot, warp, splinter, or peel, ever. And it's backed by industry-leading warranties, so your deck will last year after year after year. Connect with a local contractor or order free samples at timbertech.com to see the TimberTech difference for yourself. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
Hey, it's Sean Flaherty, managing partner at Catches Law Group. There's something about Bruins hockey, toughness, tradition, and pride that runs deep in New England. That same mindset is how Catches Law Group was built for over 40 years. We've been this region's hometown law firm, fighting for our neighbors and recovering over $3 billion for the people who count on us. We are real trial lawyers who deliver real results. Because when the pressure's on, you need a team built to battle. Visit catcheslaw.com to schedule your free consultation today.
98.5 The Sports Hub and the Bruins Radio Network welcome the following new partners. Your New England Chevy dealers and the Chevy Silverado. TimberTech Decking and Railing, #1 in premium decking. Order free samples at timbertech.com. Blue Sky Restoration. Tune in to hear this date in history being restored by Blue Sky all season long. And remember, if you have a property disaster, visit goblusky.com. And your Boston area Lexus dealers. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer today. From the home of the Bruins, thank you for joining our winning team. Cars for Kids, the easiest way to get rid of your old car. Donate today and your car can be picked up tomorrow. Donate now at carsforkids.com. That's cars with a K.
NHL fans, give yourself some great looks this season and get Boston Bruins tickets at Ticketmaster. As the official ticket marketplace of the Bruins and the NHL, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of tickets available for every game, so you can catch all the action live all season long. If your plans change, you can sell or transfer your tickets, and mobile tickets make it easy to get into the arena in time for puck drop. With Ticketmaster, you'll ensure that when they shoot, you'll score. Get tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Bruins.
Hit 98.5thesportshub.com.
Bruins with a 1-0 lead over Winnipeg at the end of one as we get you back here to TD Garden for our first intermission. As part of our first intermission tonight, let's talk about some of the topics of the league GM meetings that have been held this week. And from the reports, it has gotten a little heated in the room at times on some of these topics, including the topic of goaltender interference and what is or isn't. Here's NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman.
I think hockey operations does a sensational job with video review, and everybody's going to have an opinion. And when there are a lot of close calls, it comes down to a judgment call. You know, there are certain things about our game where you cannot get 100% certainty to everybody's satisfaction.
Certainly goalie interference.
Yes.
there was one the other day, and it was front and center at the GM meetings, and Pat Verbeek, the general manager of Anaheim, reportedly, he was fuming the other day. He's fighting for first place in the Pacific Division, and you got Tim Stützle from Ottawa who skated into the crease, makes contact, skate to skate with the goaltender, and they deemed it a good goal, and it was challenged by Anaheim, and it was upheld. And I think everybody was incredibly surprised. We were in Washington that game, or that day. You had pulled it up on the computer, and I couldn't believe that they upheld it. And I think I was in the majority. I know I'm in the majority. So the only solution with goalie interference is that if you make contact with the goaltender in the crease, it's just blown dead.
Just 100% no contact allowed,
that's
right?
Olympic,
That would be the only way to...
It's Olympic rules.
Right.
I think that's got to be trending that way. There's just... you got Jared Bednar saying, I don't know what goalie interference is. I have no idea what goalie interference is, because it's, and when they poll GMs, they say 50% get it right, 50%, right. Or not right. 50% think one way, 50% think the other. So there's no right or wrong. There's some clear-cut ones, obviously, but there's some argument there to just go to, hey, if you can go in the crease, you can go in the blue paint. Remember, years ago, if you had a toe in the crease and the puck went in the net, it was Tim Taylor toe in the crease, right? Here in Boston. But I think if you make contact with that goaltender, it's blown dead, and it's a goalie interference call. Now you get pushed in, that's something different. That's still a little bit different. But if the goalie gets run over or pushed into, then I think the whistle goes. There's got to be a compromise there somewhere. We can make it a little bit more cut and dry. I understand that it's a judgment call. I get that. It's not like offside. There's no judgment there. It's either it's black or white. But the goalie interference thing has picked up a lot of momentum.
Well, one of the other topics of conversation, the playoff format. Bill Guerin has spoken out about that in particular. Said, no perfect system, but the second best team in the league shouldn't be playing the third best team in the league in the first round. Here is Gary Bettman on that.
More than comfortable. It gives us a sensational first round, probably the best playoff first round in any sport. We get more games and longer series as a result of the format, and you can always pick at certain situations in any given year and say, well, I'd like it to be different that year. But if you look at the body of work that our playoffs represent over time, what we have now works extraordinarily well.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are sliding away from that theory. You can still have a good series with 1 versus 8. There's some momentum for that. 1 versus 8, 2-7, 3-6, and 4-5. Right now as it stands, now I know every year's different. I get that, but Dallas is going to play Minnesota, and they're the number 2 and number 3 ranked teams in the NHL, not just their division. If you were playing a team 6 times in your division, or 8 times going back to the old days. I get it. Play out of your division. You're playing them 3, maybe 4 times. It's, so I don't know. I think there's some momentum, and I'm kind of behind it on the 1 versus 8. It's not going to happen right now. You just heard Gary Bettman talk.
It feels like every year there's one division at least where that feels out of whack, right? And this year
it happened in Atlantic a few years ago.
Yeah, and so is there an appetite to change it? I feel like there is around the league and with fans and all that, but the guy at the top says don't need to.
The other one's Department of Player Safety.
Yeah, and that we, of course, also got a lot of raised tempers in the room from the sounds of it as well about whether or not the league is policing headshots the way that they should these days. Bruins have a 1-0 lead over Winnipeg at the end of 1. We'll have a check of the Sports Hub headlines next here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
The game is on, and the snacks from Big Y? Oh, yeah. Freshly made wings, platters, pizzas, and 30-inch super subs. Big Y makes the crowd go wild. Big Y, nicely done.
Hey, it's Felger here, and if surgery is recommended for your injured joint, I recommend calling Dr. Franke before going under the knife. Skip the long recovery time and heal your joint at BostonPoloTherapy.com.
When I was a kid battling cancer, I met the runner who ran a marathon in my honor. I'm Kira. I'm running the Boston Marathon, presented by Bank of America for Massachusetts General Hospital, for a kid going through cancer treatment, just like I did.
Donate to Kira's cause at BofA.com/support Kira. Bank of America supports everyone who asks what's possible. What would you like the power to do? References to charitable organizations is not an endorsement by Bank of America Corporation.
Big on flavor, big on comfort, and big on value. The 99 restaurants' $14.99 big deal meals are now available every day, all day. So hurry in today or every day for our juicy chopped sirloin. You gotta love the nines.
Hi, I'm Richard Brackett with Stazione de Federal and the Federal. Both Waltham restaurants have gorgeous private dining spaces. Stazione has multiple floors, each with their own bar and restrooms. Our roof deck has unforgettable views that overlook the Charles River, the ideal setting for that perfect group photo. The Federal and Stazione de Federal, premier destinations to host your corporate event, family celebration, wedding, reunion, bereavement. We do it all and have plenty of on-site parking. So whether you're celebrating milestones or entertaining clients, join me at Stazione de Federal or visit my partner David Alphonse at the Federal.
Builders, remodelers, and homeowners, listen up. Partner with one of the most trusted, independently owned lumberyards and showrooms around, Cape Cod Lumber and CCL Homescapes. Visit CCL's newly renovated kitchen showroom and get inspired as soon as you walk through the door. Explore the latest trends from the most reliable kitchen cabinet manufacturers in the industry. Check out dozens of color combinations and popular styles in our refreshed showroom in Abington. Visit us online at cclco.com or in person at CCL Homescapes in Abington. CCL, 100% employee-owned and operated.
Zoe and Beetle, middays on the Sports Hub. Sports Hub headlines, presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
NHL scoreboard after one period. No score between the Islanders and the Senators. Also Canadians and Red Wings. In the Rangers-Blue Jackets game, Columbus has a 2-1 lead right now over New York. And the puck just dropped between the Wild and Chicago. Coming up in just a bit, Kraken and Predators. And then the Panthers, they head to the Oilers, Lightning at Vancouver, Mammoth and Golden Knights tonight. Then Buffalo, they head to San Jose, while the Kings host the Flyers in the nightcap. Some NBA news today. The Pistons, Cade Cunningham diagnosed with a collapsed lung. He'll miss the next couple of weeks. Detroit has a 3.5-game lead over the Celtics, who travel to Memphis tomorrow night. And at the NCAA tournament, Duke survived the first round. They got the win over Siena, 71-65. 12-seed High Point upset Wisconsin, 84-83, and 9th-seeded TCU advanced past Ohio State. The latest Bruins Authentic Auctions ends tonight. Don't miss your chance to place your bids on the Game Used Stadium Series-style alternative set to jersey worn at TD Garden during the Bruins' 3-1 win over the Capitals on March 7th. Each limited-time sweater features a football-inspired logo, bold bear / detailing, and sunshine motif. Visit BruinsAuthentics.com to place your bids. The auction ends tonight at 10 p.m. Headlines are brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit NewEnglandOilChange.com. You'll save 15%. I'm Joe Murray. Second period's next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub, Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
It's Truck Month with the Ford Crew.
Care for a Truck Month trivia contest, Sam?
Oh, you know I can't resist, Hank.
Okay, fact. Truck Month happens only once a year.
Fact. It's the best time to buy a new Ford truck.
Fact. Ford F-Series is the best-selling lineup of trucks in America for 49 years.
Fact. America loves Ford Truck Month.
Fact. I agree with that fact.
Based on 1977 to 2025 CY Industry reported total sales.
The Peterson School is now hiring for new instructors at all locations.
Hi, I'm Adam Norcott, an electrical instructor at the Peterson School. I've learned so much from my students and their experiences, and it's made me a better teacher, foreman, and electrician.
Visit petersonschool.com.
Town Fair Tire has the area's largest inventory of name brand tires at discount prices, including Michelin tires, which give you the perfect match, a relaxing driving experience from your vehicle, along with all-season design for superior performance that stands out from the crowd. And Town Fair stands out from other dealers with a guaranteed lowest price on Michelin tires and gives you more free services for life than anywhere. Nobody beats a Town Fair tire deal. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Mass Mutual presents an uncomfortable pregame conversation between goalie UC Saros and center Ryan O'Reilly.
Hey, Juice, what are your financial goals?
No goals.
Like, no goals for retirement?
No goals.
What about a new home?
No goals.
Good talk. See you on the ice.
No goals.
Planning and protection on and off the ice. Go to massmutual.com today.
Hey everyone, Adnan and Burke here to talk about our great podcast, NHL Unscripted with Burke and Demers.
Jason Demers here. After playing 700 NHL games, it turns out I have an opinion or two. Whoever's saying trade one of them, you don't know anything about hockey. I'm on the bandwagon. I'm rooting for this team. With new guests every week, we will talk about hockey and more.
Can't wait till you watch the movie because it's the biggest award of her career.
He went into the cheetah exhibit. The cheetah took a piece out of him, and he came into the ring the next day.
Tune in to NHL Unscripted with Burke and Demers, the iHeartRadio app, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hockey season is the perfect time to get a high-efficiency Peerless boiler. Be ready and start saving now. Find the Peerless boiler that's right for your home or business and a list of local installers at peerlessboilers.com. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
Hey, it's Patrice Bergeron. Every great play starts with an assist. That's why Avidia Bank and I are taking assists for kids beyond the rink. For every Boston assist, Avidia Bank donates $75 up to $30,000 to provide $150 max saving accounts for local kids. And Franklin Sports is donating $7,000 in street hockey equipment, giving us $37,000 to help kids get out and play. Because every kid deserves the chance to play and fall in love with the game, just like I did. I'm proud to team with Avidia Bank and Franklin Sports for assists for kids. Learn more at avidiabank.com/Team Bergeron. Avidia Bank, honest to goodness, member of the IC, member DIF.
Toucher and Hardy, mornings on the Sports Hub.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification across the 98.5, the Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
From the Town Fair Tire Studios, this is Boston's home for sports. WBZFM at HD Boston, 98.5, the Sports Hub. Station.
Bruins with a 1-0 lead over the Winnipeg Jets after one, joined downstairs by Casey Middlestad. Casey, let me start by asking you about the early power play chance and the addition of Lucas Reichel to that unit. You guys seemed to be on the same page right away.
Yeah. I got a little work in this morning, and, I felt like we were on the same page, and obviously translated tonight, and had some chances the last few games, and got to put them away. But, I think the positive is getting chances and making plays.
What's the biggest challenge against this Winnipeg team?
Yeah, they've been together for a while. I think I don't think this year indicates how good of a team they have. I think they've been doing it for years, and especially it's a matter of shutting down those big guys and making them defend. So that we did a good job in the first. Obviously some things to clean up, but overall a positive period.
Seemed like as a team you guys took a little bit more of a conservative approach against Montreal. Is things a little different against this team?
Yeah, I think, to be honest, I think we're probably a little more aggressive at home. I think we love playing here, and, we try to get the fans into it early. But, different games, different nights. I think it depends. But, like you said, I thought it was a good start and a little different game than in Montreal.
Appreciate the time. Good luck in the second.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks to Casey Middlestad for joining us. Brought to you by TD Bank. TD card holders score special benefits at TD Garden, from pro shop discounts and free tours to free popcorn and more. Learn more at the TD Garden website. TD Bank, bank of the Boston Celtics and Bruins. David Pasternak, the lone goal of that first period, unassisted at 14:52, his 27th of the season. Shots were 13-9 in favor of the Bruins in the first 20 minutes. 21-18, they led in the shot attempts. As the faceoff gets us underway to start the second, Winnipeg will control the puck first. Salomonson to Scheifele and directed deep. Coming out of the near corner, down to our right. Battled around behind Swayman. Bruins will clear it. Scheifele blocked it in the neutral zone. Middlestad putting some pressure on. Forced a turnover just outside the line, but Arvidsson had to wait for Middlestad to come back out before he could bring it in. Aspero drives one up off the glass.
I think it was offside.
It was offside. It came across the blue line before he made contact.
Yeah, so you get the goal by Pasternak. Both teams had a power play. Bruins had a 2-minute power play. Winnipeg had a 4-minute power play for the high stick, but you can't overlook two saves made by Swayman on 2-on-1s. Yeah. So you don't want to give up the odd man rushes. It's something that they've been better at, but a couple of pinches have led to odd man rushes, and one of them was Scheifele. The other one was Adam Lowry getting shots away, but Swayman makes both of those saves, and it was right after the save on Scheifele that Pasternak was able to score.
The face-off just outside of the Winnipeg zone here. Minton wins that. Zadorov to Peak and drives it in. Around the near side boards, deflects off to Mello and sails back toward the Boston end. And Zadorov will come back and retrieve it. Peak volleys one through the neutral zone. Comes bouncing down toward Husnudinov. Knocked toward the near boards by DeMello. Near corner, Minton. Tried to send it around behind the net. That got cut off, and the Jets will break it out. Dump in here by Perfetti across the ice. Peak. Skated, but comes back to retrieve. Backhands along the near side, and Zadorov can't get it moving up the boards against Lowry. Velarde returns Zadorov as well. Husnudinov reaching back in with a stick. Still locked up in this near corner. Still not moving here is Peak. Keeping it clogged up back there. Crowd starting to murmur a bit. Now Velarde gets it loose. DeMello with a shot. Swayman made the save. Wasn't sure where it went.
It's through a screen. They all got to the front of the net. That was just a good battle along the boards. And Winnipeg ends up getting that puck back to the point for the quick shot.
Husnudinov leaves it in the Bruins zone. Heads off in a change. Minute 50 gone by here in this second period. Hampus Lindholm's pass towards center ice. Deflects up high into the air and down into the Bruins bench. Marco Sturm caught that. Tosses it over the glass to a fan sitting behind the bench.
Yeah, you know, when you say different game, and you heard Casey Middlestat say it's a much different team Winnipeg is than maybe a Montreal or even a Pittsburgh, you know, which they played recently. Washington plays a little bit more of a game like Winnipeg does. Not completely, but a little bit more.
Sure. Jets control this one off the face-off. Bryson. Flurry, and up the left side it comes. Roseanne coming down the left circle. Throws a shot in on Swayman. He handles that and hangs on.
Yeah, shot from the outside, but that's, you know, through the neutral zone. One pass gets him into the zone with some speed coming down that left wing. Well outside the dot, below the dot in the left wing circle by the time he shoots that one. Swayman makes sure that the puck doesn't get away from him.
Jets defenseman Bryson back out there after he took that high stick from Pasternak. Had to go back for repairs. Missed most of that first period. Centering pass. Chopped away along the near side circle. And Reichel will back it up behind the Bruins net to Lori. Lori, long pass up the left side. Finds Reichel. And he gets it deep. Hellebuck waiting for it. Fleury will take it from him and around the far side boards. Kicked onto the stick of Nyquist. Up that left side. And Lori able to smother it near the Boston line. Hampus Lindholm around the near side. Geeky pass back through center ice. Headed back toward the Winnipeg bench. And missed all the Bruins and nearly gave Barron a chance. That Hampus Lindholm will skate it back through center. Cutting to his right. Gains the attacking line. And then Barron takes the puck away. Barron from the red line to the blue. They work it to Salamonson. High slot shot. Kicked away by Swayman. Goes out of play.
It might have gone off of a Jet player right in front of the net there. Going to the net looking for a screen on Swayman. Hampus Lindholm, that was Barron that went to the net. Hampus Lindholm had the puck coming into the offensive zone, and he had options before he got to the blue line. When he got to the blue line, he realized that guys were changing, and he's all by himself.
3:03 gone in the second. I mean, in that situation, better to just dump it in and back off.
I think he just thought he had options first, and then realized, oh, I don't. By then, it was too late to dump that puck in behind the defense.
Out of the near corner, McAvoy around the far side. Here's Arvidsson. Coming to the red line, chips it toward the right wing corner. Morrissey looking to hold off Middlestat as they go to the end boards, right in behind Connor Hellebuck. Morrissey turns it to the far circle. Rink wide pass comes to Scheifele on the right wing. Scheifele on the hash marks. Aspero takes the puck away from him. McAvoy to Zacha. Zacha skating up the far right side. Crossing pass to the near side off the carom. Arvidsson. DeMello got a stick in on it. And it's Scheifele looking to push it out of the zone, but off of Zacha's skate, kick back. Bruins will regain now in the neutral ice. Zacha gets the feed from Middlestat off the far wall. He'll chase into the corner. I follow there. Morrissey's pass to Scheifele. Zadorov won't let him out of the zone. Takes the puck. Now Nikita coming back toward the Boston line. Peak into the neutral zone for Kastelik. He runs into Iafallo. DeMello takes the loose puck. Iafallo will drop it back. Just over 4 minutes gone by here in the second period. Bruins have the lone goal. And DeMello gives to Morrissey. Pass deflected by Kastelik coming through center ice. Sent back toward the Winnipeg zone. It's a foot race. Morrissey just ahead of both Kastelik and Jeannot. Around the near side wall. Zadorov fires. Tipped on by Kastelik. And the one hopper knocked aside by Hellebuck. Pushed back out of the zone by Lambert. Peak will circle back for it. To Zadorov in the near corner. Up the left side, Jeannot to Corrali. And over to the right side, Kastelik coming in across the line. Puck squirted away from him, able to keep it alive, batted around. It'll come just outside the blue line before Lohrei can get to it.
A good tip from Kastelik, right? That shot, hard shot there from Zadorov at the left point. Kastelik picking it out of the air on knee high. Both goaltenders have had to make saves on tips coming through. Taves in the first period, and that one by Kastelik.
Ustedinov gains the Winnipeg zone, gives it to Minton out of the far corner around to the near side. Hampus Lindholm pinching against Lambert, gets run off the puck. Salomonson will clear it, but out of the reach of Koepke. Lohrei will throw it back up the near side for Pasternak, bounded off of his stick, and Salomonson brings it back forward. Throws one in wide of Swayman. Far corner, Lohrei against Lowry. Perfetti in there as well for Winnipeg. Loose puck to Ustedinov. And trying to get around Velarde. Got pulled off of the puck, but now Lohrai's got it. He's got Pasternak going long. Pasta with a break, moving in. And back to make the defensive play was Fleury.
Fleury got a piece of Pasternak's stick. Does not take a penalty because of it. Nice job by him coming back. Pasternak just could not get that head of steam up, and he was at the end of a shift.
Angled pass up the near side for Velarde. Centered, but taken by McAvoy. Ustedinov's got a lane up the right wing side. Comes in just onside as Elias Lindholm is dragging that back skate.
Also at the end of a shift.
Bruins lose it back out of the zone. Regain in the neutral ice, and Aspero will fire in. Bounced off of Hellebuck's stick, and they score! And it's Lucas Reichel! A missed play off of Hellebuck. Reichel fires it into the empty net, and the Bruins have a 2-0 lead.
Well, quickness on display there from Reichel. He wants to get in quick on the forecheck. Hellebuck talked about him being casual in the first period on a couple touches in behind his net. This one, he goes back to play on the dump in. He's not casual on it, just kind of hits his stick and takes a bad bounce on him. Goes back off the side of the net, off to where his right would be. And Reichel's coming in from that left side, and he gets there before everybody and chips it home before Hellebuck can get back in there.
Lucas Reichel scores in his Boston debut. Had 2 goals combined in 19 games between his time in Chicago and Vancouver this year. Mentioned earlier he had gone to Providence after the trade at the deadline and put up 5 points, 1 goal, and 4 assists in 3 games down there. Comes up and gets one here. Marco Sturm said this morning he wanted Reichel to use his speed. Does it there. Here's Elias Lindholm turning and firing one just wide of Hellebuck. Geekie will rim it around the near side. Zadorov standing at the left point. Sidesteps Roseanne. Played it down toward the corner. Reichel coming out to the blue line to hold in. He's got Geekie at the top of the left circle. Forced into the corner by Morrissey. Puck to Zadorov. To Reichel. Backhands one across the ice off the Karen Peak. Throws one to the net. Kicked off into the far corner. Elias Lindholm tried to play it back at the wall. Nyquist will take that away. But Reichel able to put a shoulder into him. Bruins regain in the neutral ice. 12:48 to go second period. The Bruins by 2. DeMello from the red line will send it in. Swayman stops it behind the net. Gives to Zadorov in the near corner. His pass jumped by Connor, but the Bruins will break it out. Middlestat gets it ahead to Zacha. Left circle shot up high on Hellebuck. Made the save. Around the far wall, and it's Connor. We're going to find a lane through the neutral zone. Zacha gets a stick in on him. Picked off at center ice by Sandberg, and he'll wire it right back in around Swayman. Asbro to McAvoy to the far side, knocked away from Arvidsson. Off of Zacha, loose puck, just out of the reach of Connor.
He was open coming down the slot. He just couldn't get to it.
Off a dump in, Swayman motions for Charlie McAvoy to come get it. He does, sends it up the near boards. Cut off by Scheifele. Middlestat now will carry out. Asbro coming up the middle. On the right side, he's got Arvidsson to the circle, and his stick broke on the shot attempt. Middlestat, Fleury takes the body on him. Corrali comes in with a crunching hit behind the net on Jacob Bryson, and then Kastelik does the same in the near corner. Bruins have it back just outside the blue line. Hampus Lindholm tried to get it deep, but Bryson in the near circle to cut that off. 11:22 to play here in the second period. Fleury. Pass redirected off of Jeannot. Lohrei tried to turn with it, but turned right into Perfetti. Corrali will push it out of the corner and out to neutral ice. Bryson was going for a change, stopped right by the bench to play the puck instead. Right back deep it goes. Around the near boards and Kastelik. Fired one across the ice. That one hit the top of the dasher in front of the Winnipeg bench. As Lohrei has a pass deflected by Perfetti. Back ahead by Lowry. Lohrei chases back behind Swayman. Winnipeg changing here as Lohrei skates it through neutral ice, and Boston's going to get whistled offside. 10:37 to go, second period, and the Bruins have doubled up their lead on the goal by Lucas Reichel. 2-0. They lead the Jets here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub. Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious. With multiple engine options and impressive towing, well, Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability. Nice. Making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. Visit your New England Chevy dealers.
Hey, it's Felger here, and if surgery is recommended for your injured joint, I recommend calling Dr. Franke before going under the knife. Skip the long recovery time and heal your joint at bostonprolotherapy.com.
Cars for Kids, your trusted charity for car donations, also accepts donations of boats, RVs, motorcycles, and real estate. Call today, 877-CARS4KIDS.
Electric bills continue to rise, but with Devlin Energy, you have options. Residential solar installs, backup batteries, service and maintenance, commercial projects, whole home electrification. Visit DevlinEnergy.com. Get started today.
Caesars Sportsbook is the only sportsbook app with Caesars rewards. Bet the tournament action like a Caesar and earn perks on every game like hotel stays, bonus bets, game tickets, and more. Download the app using promo code RADIO DYW and place your first bet of $1 or more for a chance to double your winnings on your next 10 bets.
Open to new users in Massachusetts who are 21 and older. Minimum odds -500. Awarded as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 14 days after receipt. Bonus bet amount not returned for winning bets. Void where prohibited. See Caesars.com/promos for full terms. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-327-5050 or visit gamblinghelplinema.org.
Felger and Maz, afternoons on the Sports Hub.
Fans, stay in the know on all things Bruins gear. Sign up for Pro Shop text alerts to get exclusive deals, early access to new arrivals, and more straight to your phone. Don't miss out on staying connected so you can rep the Bees in style. Sign up now at bostonproshop.com/signup. 10:37 left, second period. Bruins with a 2-0 lead on Winnipeg. Both goals unassisted. David Pasternak in the first period, Lucas Reichel here in the second. Off the misplay by Connor Hellebuck behind the Winnipeg net. Face off just outside the Jets' blue line. He gets it to Zadorov, over to Peak, and he'll send it softly toward the right wing corner. Barron looking over his shoulder. Hustadinov able to knock him off of it. Centering pass by Minton got taken away. Peak with a drive from the far point. Save made. The rebound bounding around in front, and Hellebuck finds it.
DeMello, I think he was him that turned that puck over. They come up with the loose puck down low. DeMello tries to make a pass up to the wing, but Kepke's not there. A shot comes back through from Andrew Peak from that right point. There's a rebound there that ping-pongs around in front. Hustadinov and Minton both there trying to find it.
It looked like got a stick on it, just a foul tip though. trying to knock that one out of midair. Face off to Hellebuck's left. Minton versus Barron. Jets will control it. Morrissey sending behind the net. DeMello to Scheifele on the near boards. Into the middle for Morrissey to carry forward. On the right wing, the pass comes to Barron. Aspero trying to angle him away from the net. From the near corner, sends in behind. McAvoy is there. And Charlie will lob one high up into the air through neutral ice. Comes down right between Usnadinov and Morrissey at the Winnipeg blue line. Scheifele gives over to Connor. Pass across, nearly picked off by Pasternak. Instead, it's DeMello skating forward. Iafallo from the right side, a long shot. Swayman makes that glove save and hangs on for the whistle.
Yeah, I like the fact the Bruins, haven't sat back. They get the 2-0 lead. They pushed it. We've had a couple of other chances here on Hellebuyck. That early in the period, Winnipeg was trying to make a little bit of a push when it was still 1-0. It's been a kind of a low event game, I guess, compared to the last game.
Not quite the same level of emotion in the building and all that from
and it's not
Bruins Montreal. It's
not disrespect. Just it's teams similar in the standings, rivalry.
Turnaround shot off the draw by Perfetti. Save made by Swayman. The rebound kicked back to him, and he covers.
Yeah, I think it was Lowry who won the draw. That puck just kind of bounced around a little bit behind him. Perfetti's the only one that can find it.
Another face-off will be in this near circle to our right, down by Swayman. Elias Lindholm against Lowry. Lindholm wins this one. Up the near boards to Reichel from Zadorov. Into the middle, Elias. Over to the right side for Geekie. Turns along that right circle. Centering pass comes all the way through, and Reichel just had to reach for it. Couldn't get off a shot before he went wide of the net. Around that far side now to Peak. Center blue line, Zadorov settles, fires. That one hit a body in front. Geekie gathers it in near side circle. Turns away from Lowry. Driving toward the side of the net. Salomonson gets a stick on it. Rim back around near side by Reichel. Elias will give to Geekie, top of the left circle. Geekie trying to drag it into a shooting position against Sandberg.
I'd like to see him take that shot, though, when he first had it.
Lowry juggling it with a glove, able to knock it down. Well, back in behind the net here by Sandberg. Geekie just 1 point in the last 7 games. And it gets into these funks sometimes where when one goes in, they all start going in. Here's Iafallo into the Bruins zone. Hustled into the corner by Zacha. Up to Hampus Lindholm. Middlestat standing near the hash marks near side. Will toss one out toward the red line. Glove down. Lorai try to swat it forward. Instead, it's Connor now. Over to Fleury. Skating around Arvidsson toward the far boards. Centering pass. Iafallo in front. Couldn't direct that toward the net. Scheifele out of the far corner. Back to Connors out of the blue line. Fleury center of the blue line. One-timer blocked by Zacha stepping out. Scheifele in the left corner again. Checked by Hampus Lindholm. Arvidsson will push it back to center ice. Jets try to reload quickly but turn it over. Arvidsson coming up the right side. Top of the circle. Centered off the skate of Zacha. Fleury.
Yeah, he had Middlestat too. I think that's who it was intended for on that far side.
Scheifele to Connor. Connor coming into the Bruins zone. Played one toward the slot. Aspero holding off Scheifele. McAvoy will take it. Send it off the glass and out. And now Jeannot flying up the right side will skate on to it. Slams on the brakes, right circle, puts the shot in on Hellebuyck, who stands up straight, takes that in the chest, and then covers it up. 7:34 left second period. Bruins with a 2-0 lead here on home ice on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
The Honda Spring Event. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 4.99% APR on a 2026 Civic, a 4.49% APR on a 2026 Civic Hybrid, or a 3.49% APR on a 2026 HR-V.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic SI and Type R. Hi, I'm Chris Banker for Service Credit Union. We're proud of the impact that our 73 Reasons campaign with Charlie McAvoy has had on first responders across Massachusetts and New Hampshire. By donating $200 for every block shot and $1,000 for every shutout, we're raising awareness of early detection and saving lives of the men and women who protect and serve our communities. Service Credit Union has committed $250,000 to provide critical health screenings and resources for firefighters and police officers. That's putting people before profits. Success built on trust, banking built on service. Learn more now at servicecu.org/73reasons.
Poor Diana in accounting. She fell for an email phishing scam. Computers shut down. And people freaked out, especially about getting paid. Hey! Fortunately, the company had cyber risk coverage from Safety Insurance. Safety covered the cost of systems and data restoration, business income-related losses, and more. Don't let one human error shut down your business. Ask an independent agent about Safety Insurance. We'll help you manage life's storms, even the cyber kind.
Bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 2.99% APR on a 2026 CRV or a 3.99% APR on a 2026 Passport. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details.
The Pats play on the Sports Hub.
Bruins with a 2-0 lead on Winnipeg. 7:34 to go here in the second period. Checking the out-of-town scores. Montreal, Detroit still scoreless midway through the second. Columbus even 2-2 with the Rangers in the second period there. Islanders have a 1-0 lead over Ottawa midway through the second period. Other games later on tonight. Both the Lightning and the Sabres out west. Lightning in Vancouver. Sabres at San Jose. 10 o'clock face-offs. But it's cleared out here. Kastelik looks shaken up along the far wall.
Caught a puck in the face.
Pasternak just inside his own blue line. The stick lifted, kept in the zone or the slot. Pasternak able to win it back, bring it up to center ice and send it into the right wing corner. Corrali will chase in there. Pasternak, far corner, takes one away and sends it back to the point for Laura. Now to Pasternak. He's backing out toward the blue line to the near side for Hampus Lindholm. Around the wall it goes. Pasternak to the far corner. And a turn away from Barron. Jeannot comes over to help him out. Try to get it back to Pasternak. Barron gets a stick in on that. Salamanson will bring the Jets forward and send it down the right wing side. They'll go for a change. 6:40 to go here in the second period. Off the stick of Fraser Minton turned over. Velarde comes into the Bruins zone. Hampus Lindholm swats it off his stick as he came toward the slot. Off of Lori, it kicks into the far corner. Lowry will pull it up from there. Back to Morrissey, stepping in from the top of the left circle, a shot, and Velarde right in front trying to redirect that one and took a poke in there as Swayman covered it up.
Yeah, another really good save made by Swayman. Bruins end up turning that puck over, trying to get through the neutral zone, can't do it. And Winnipeg comes back the other way on the attack, and Morrissey looking back door that time, looking for the tip by Velarde. And Swayman's pad, left pad, gets there the same time the puck does. I think Velarde got a piece of it, but
6:18 left here in the second. Kastelik getting looked at over on the Bruins bench after, as you mentioned, taking that puck up in the face. Started that
like
sequence down the other end.
It's like a sore jaw to me.
Face off in the near circle. Geekie able to win that. So now into neutral ice. Here's Reichel coming up the left side. Inside the Winnipeg zone. Got it in the middle. Geekie across. And Elias Lindholm held up by DeMello.
Pretty good passing play. Reichel in on it again.
Been a lot to like about Reichel's debut here. As Scheifele stepping in right circle. Blocked the pass over to the far side. Comes out of the corner. Morrissey back across. Connor waiting near side. Oh, what a stop, Swayman! Velarde looked like he had a wide open net. Elias Lindholm will throw one toward Hellebuck, who makes a blocker save. Zadorov trying to hold up Velarde, coming back toward the Bruins line. Peak will send it behind the net. Zadorov off of Elias Lindholm. Reichel pushed it to the blue line, but not out. Scheifele going to skate it all the way back through the slot toward the far circle. Stick went flying, belongs to Geekie.
It's 2 sticks now. Zadorov's got his. Geekie now has his.
Here's Fleury. Shot blocked by Elias Lindholm. Geekie out of the far corner. And then Velarde rushes him, takes that puck away, brings back in behind the net. Tried to center, blocked by Zadorov. Fleury from the right point, over to the far side. Bryson gives it back to Fleury as he takes it toward that far wall. Scheifele out at the blue line. Walks it toward the near side. Fleury will bring it back to the top of the face-off circle. Pivot away from Reichel. Comes to the high slot. Pass over to that far side again for Bryson. Back to Fleury. Top of the right circle. Shot tipped by Scheifele. Missed the net. And it will ricochet back out.
A couple of the Bruins can get up, but Winnipeg's going to turn right back.
Fleury trying to chip it in across the line. Elias Lindholm helps to deny. Here's Middlestat with a break up the left wing side. Drags in front, and the backhander doesn't go.
Went off the side of the net. It just he lost control at the last second there. Made a great move coming down the left side. That was turned over by Fleury at the offensive blue line. Winnipeg was going for a line change, and that gave Middlestat all the way coming up the left wing.
Had Hellebuck down and out. From the red line, Hampus Lindholm played it forward. Fleury will drive it back into the Bruins zone. That's going to deflect out of play. With 3:58 to go in the second period. Bruins still holding this 2-0 lead here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub. Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Whether you're putting together a hockey team or Ford's award-winning lineup of SUVs, a great team starts with the right players, like the iconic Ford Bronco family, with great looks and the 4x4 capability to perform on or off the ice. And the rugged Ford Explorer, with seating for 7 and room for all your gear. Check out the full lineup of award-winning Ford SUVs at your New England Ford dealers today. Proud partner of the Boston Bruins.
TD Bank cardholders score special benefits at TD Garden, from pro shop discounts and free tours to free popcorn and more. These benefits were made for game time. Card eligibility restrictions and terms apply. Learn more at td.com/TD Garden Perks. TD Bank, Bank of the Boston Bruins and the Boston Celtics.
Hi, it's Jason Todd, VP of New England for Blue Sky Restoration Contractors. What makes Blue Sky unique compared to other restoration companies? At Blue Sky, we take care of everything from beginning to end, so we're the only call you need to make. So if your home or business experiences property damage from water, fire, mold, or storms, don't panic. With locations across the region, our team will be there in no time to get you back on your feet. Visit goblusky.com. Blue Sky Restoration Contractors, restoring your property and your life for a brighter tomorrow.
Feeding the Puck for Families is proudly presented by the Shaw's and Star Market Foundation. With every assist, the Shaw's and Star Market Foundation Nourishing Neighbors Initiative will donate funds to the Greater Boston Food Bank to end hunger here in our local communities. Up to $50,000. Learn more at 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck.
The Bruins play on the Sports Hub.
3:58 to go, second period. Bruins up 2. Jets' Gabriel Velarde needs one more goal to tie his career high of 27 he set last year. Jeremy Swayman robbed him of one here.
Swayman had to move left to right to get this pass back door, and he got all the way over to seal off that short side post. What a chance. And then coming right back down the other way for Middlestat, going to the backhand. Makes a good move. Just can't quite finish it off.
Faceoff will come just outside of the Bruins blue line here.
Hit the post in the first period on the power play and had that break in there from Middlestat.
Off the face-off, Elias Lindholm played it off, or Hampus Lindholm rather played it off the near boards. Kastelik back out there. We'll get it into the near side circle. Corrali pushed it back behind the net. No, shoves DeMello to the wall. Koepke played it up the far boards. Lohrei gloves that down. Kicks it back to his stick. Stepping down toward the hash marks, but missed Kastelik with that pass. Jets will break it out near side. Barron to the red line. And around behind Swayman it goes. Corrali goes back there to retrieve. Lohrei will bring it to the near corner. Bruins moving from right to left on offense here in the second period. Barron gloves one down ahead of Kastelik. Brings it back in across the line offside. And we get a scrum breaking out along the near boards as Kastelik took a couple of shots at Barron after.
Barron didn't like getting hit there on the offside call by Janot. So he gave Janot just a little push, and that's all it took.
Officials calm everyone down after that post-whistle scrum.
It's just Barron. He got hit right as the whistle was going, and by Janot, and hit him.
Yeah,
clean, hard hit right as the whistle went. Janot just stood there and looked at him, and Barron just gave him a little push, and Janot and Gaslick are right there.
I'm not sure that's a duo that you want to tangle with if you're Morgan Barron.
Gaslick had a spirited bout with Luke Schenn earlier this season in Winnipeg, and that's spanned back to last year when Schenn was playing for Nashville, and Gaslick got the better of him in that fight. So they went back at it again earlier this season. Now Schenn's gone.
Yeah,
very tough stand-up guy.
Schenn and Logan Stanley are responsible for most of the fighting majors for this Winnipeg team this year. I mean, they're not a real fistic team, especially after that trade. Zadorov tosses one through the neutral ice. Pasternak trying to chase it down, but Sandberg able to get to it first. Busnadinov played back into his own zone. Zadorov through center. Busnadinov got it across the line, but sent right back out. Peak will send it right back in, and it's Sandberg to play. Salamonson at his own blue line. Now lifted deep again by Sandberg. Zadorov will fire it up the near sideboards. Pasternak waiting at the attacking blue line. Got a piece of it, but couldn't corral it. He goes crashing into the end wall in pursuit of Bryson. On that far side, Minton gets a loose puck with some help from Middlestat. Gives it to Middlestat coming out of the right corner. Brings it down south of the goal line, extended against Morrissey.
All by himself.
Scheifele will take it and bring the Jets out. Connor dumps into the left wing corner. Aspero at the back of the Bruins net to McAvoy far corner. Arvidsson's pass was behind Zacha, but he did well to corral it and brings it forward. Just out of the reach of Middlestat, but Zacha chases that down along the near boards. Here's Middlestat moving it toward the side of the net. Arvidsson, Middlestat, nobody can find it. Now Zacha does. They score! They don't know who got the last touch. It may be Middlestat.
Not sure. They don't know.
Whoever it is, the Bruins have a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, good forecheck again. They enter the zone not quite as cleanly as they wanted to. That pass just out of the touch of Middlestat. You mentioned Zacha doing a great job reaching behind him when he got the outlet pass, get control of it. But the Bruins go to work down low. Nothing pretty about it. They just keep winning puck battles. And this puck pinballs around, goes up in the air. I thought maybe it was Middlestat, but
puck goes up in the air.
And they're going to have to take a close look at this one to find out who got it.
Arvidsson points at Middlestat and says, "Was it you?" And he kind of shrugged the shoulders. Minute 35 to go in the second. Bruins with a 3-0 lead now. Iafallo coming down the right circle and gets wrestled down by Zadorov. Outlet to Reichel, crossing pass to the far side. Elias Lindholm forced back into the Bruins zone. Reichel will kick it onto his stick. In the neutral ice, Zadorov brings it across the Winnipeg line. Feathers one through the slot into the far corner. Bounced out towards Sandberg. Reichel reached for it, but got stood up. Iafallo comes back to the Bruins zone and gets pushed into the wall far side by Peak. Reichel left it at the top of the circle. Picked off there by Morrissey. And now just on from the bench is Lambert. Gives to DeMello at the right point. On to Morrissey, center of the blue line. On to that far side. And a centering pass. Perfetti turns and fires. Raymond makes that save, and the puck cleared by Peak. Ticking down toward 40 seconds left here in the second period. Barron, centering pass, gets knocked back toward the near corner. Cole Koepke was coming down the middle. Bruins will clear. And Janot's going to get behind everybody. Hellebuck tried to play it away from him, turned it over. Again, kind of casual in playing that puck. Already made one big mistake tonight. Here's a chance in front, Janot. And Hellebuck able to smother it and cover.
As WellPoint is proud to honor our hometown heroes again this season and recognize the incredible people making a difference in their communities. Know someone who deserves to be honored? Nominate them today at 985thesportshub.com/heroes.
19.4 seconds to go here in the second.
I mean, it was going to be, they were signaling for an icing, but Jeannot had beat everybody up the ice. So
right.
it took him a while to go out and play the puck.
Yeah.
They realized that Jeannot was going to be the first one to it.
Official scorer is still working on the Bruins goal. Do not have an announcement as of yet. Pasternak far circle has an attempted shot knocked off his stick. It'll be cleared out. 10 to go in the period. Pasternak. Jeannot whips one across the ice. Bryson, though, there to take that away. And it's going to be how the second period ends. So the Bruins had two more in the second. One by Lucas Reichel. The other to be determined, but it's a 3-0 Bruins lead at the end of 40 minutes here at TD Garden. We'll be back to talk more about what we've seen so far coming up next here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Spring showers bring epic off-road adventures. So bring on the mud and bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event. Honda vehicles are built for exploring. With the rugged Honda Pilot, Ridgeline, CR-V, and Passport, the road might stop, but you're not done. All from the 2025 Kelley Blue Book Best Value Brand.
Based on 2025 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit kbb.com for more information.
Hi, I'm David Morales, General Manager of WellPoint in Massachusetts. At WellPoint, we're proud to once again partner with 98.5 The Sports Hub for the Hometown Heroes program, shining a light on the individuals who selflessly serve and support our communities across Massachusetts. These everyday heroes deserve to be recognized for the impact they make, both big and small. Help us celebrate them by nominating a hometown hero today at 985thesportshub.com/heroes.
Hey hockey fans, it's Bob Beers. If you're ready to upgrade your outdoor living space, look no further than TimberTech Decking and Railing. TimberTech is the #1 premium composite decking brand, and it's tough enough to handle anything. It looks just like real wood, but without the costly maintenance of a wood deck. It won't rot, warp, splinter, or peel, ever. And it's backed by industry-leading warranties, so your deck will last year after year after year. Connect with a local contractor or order free samples at timbertech.com to see the TimberTech difference for yourself. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
Now at Wendy's, you can go big, biggie, or biggier. With our new $4, $6, or $8 meal, you choose your deal, as you should. Sorry, I get fired up when I'm talking deals. More biggie options, more of what you really want at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Hey, it's Sean Flaherty, managing partner at Catches Law Group. There's something about Bruins hockey, toughness, tradition, and pride that runs deep in New England. That same mindset is how Catches Law Group was built for over 40 years. We've been this region's hometown law firm, fighting for our neighbors and recovering over $3 billion for the people who count on us. We are real trial lawyers who deliver real results. Because when the pressure's on, you need a team built to battle. Visit catcheslaw.com to schedule your free consultation today.
NHL fans, give yourself some great looks this season and get Boston Bruins tickets at Ticketmaster. As the official ticket marketplace of the Bruins and the NHL, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of tickets available for every game, so you can catch all the action live all season long. If your plans change, you can sell or transfer your tickets, and mobile tickets make it easy to get into the arena in time for puck drop. With Ticketmaster, you'll ensure that when they shoot, you'll score. Get tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Bruins.
The Peterson School is now hiring for new instructors at all locations.
Hi, I'm Adam Norcott, an electrical instructor at the Peterson School. I've learned so much from my students and their experiences, and it's made me a better teacher, foreman, and electrician.
Visit petersonschool.com.
The Revolution play on the Sports Hub.
Bruins moves it back out of the zone, regain in the neutral ice, and Aspero will fire in. Bounced off of Hellebuck's stick, and they score! And it's Lucas Reichel! A missed play off of Hellebuck. Reichel fires it into the empty net. The Bruins have a 2-0 lead. Back here at TD Garden at the end of 2. Bruins now lead at 3-0 over the Winnipeg Jets. It appears as though Casey Middlestad is going to get credit for that third goal, which nobody really knew who was the last to touch it on the way in. But regardless, the Bruins have a 3-0 lead. Before we talk about things offensively, I want to start with Jeremy Swayman. And he is, you talked about the 2-on-1s that he faced in the first period. He took one away from Velarde. This could be a totally different game if Swayman wasn't at the top of his game tonight.
Yeah, two 2-on-1s, one by Scheifele, the other one by Lowry. Both got shots on goal. So odd man rushes on a couple of questionable pinches there by the Bruins. Something that they're trying to stay away from between that and the turnovers at the offensive blue line, trying to stay away from. And he makes saves on both of those. And right after the one by Scheifele in the first period, that's when Pasternak scored to open up the scoring for the Bruins, make it 1-0. So, those areas, he's been really good. And then, the save he makes on Velarde's all world. I mean, he's got to push it off and get to his right. And it's a one-timer by Velarde he's got him dead to rights. He's in the left wing circle. He's low in the left wing circle. He's got half the net by the time that puck gets to him. But Swayman closes it and closes the door on him. So, and then the Bruins score. So, the timeliness of the score of the saves. He's also tracked the puck really well with a couple of the tips that have come down on him. I mean, Taves had a tip in the first period. Taves and Lambert combined with a couple really good chances during the power play sequence that Winnipeg had in the first period. And Swayman's been locked in. So, solid performance through 40 minutes by him. Pretty solid performance by the Bruins. They got their legs. There's some nights we sit here and watch and you just like, oh, they don't have it today. They're not, the pace isn't there, the execution isn't there, but they're getting it done for the most part here today, and they're getting the saves when needed. A good shot in the arm here for Lucas Reichel getting in the lineup. He's brought over. He's been traded twice. First time he got traded was for a 4th rounder. That was to Vancouver. Then Vancouver trades him to Boston for a 6th rounder. So there's something missing from his game, and Donnie Sweeney talked about it when he picked him up. He said, he's got to be better at playing on the inside. He's got the speed. He's got the skill. And can you use the speed to disrupt on the forecheck? Well, he did that on the goal that he scored. He also did it in the first period. He's made plays coming over the blue line, so he's got the skill set in order to make plays. Now how does it continue for him when games get maybe a little bit harder, and that still remains to be seen. Plus, he's running on adrenaline right now.
Right. That first game is always.
I mean, when you're on your your first round pick, and you're on your 3rd team in the same year, it's got to click at some point, or it's not going to.
Clock's ticking.
Yeah, even though he's still young, he's very young, but. He ran with his chance down in Providence, and now he's trying to do it up here. But he's definitely running on adrenaline. He's given that line a kick, with Elias Lindholm and Geeky. We're still trying to find their games right now, but he's been good. He's been noticeable. Second power play, he was very good on that second power play. Looked backdoor for Arvidsson at one point. The ability to track down pucks, get there, use his quickness on some of those plays. And it's been so far so good. So far so good. There's 40 minutes, and there's more time to dissect his game as you move forward. But he's certainly got the speed and the skill to stand out.
Well, he's a 23-year-old kid out of Germany. Marco Sturm knows him. He played with his dad with the German national team, so he's there's a kinship there, obviously, between Sturm and the family. So maybe that comfort level will help Reichel at a place like this, and a coach that just talking with Marco and hearing him talk about Reichel when they got him at the trade deadline, and now before he made his debut. He seems to think a lot of the kid, and that there is a speed and a skill that can certainly, as you said, provide a shot in the arm for this team.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly looks like it here today, and the skill level and the speed, and that's something that had been lacking a little bit, But I will go back to what Sweeney said after they acquired him. He's got to be able to play on the inside.
Sure.
So like I said, so far so good. Long way to go, but it's definitely given a little bit of a jump. Gave the second power play a jump.
We know how good the Bruins have been here on home ice. I talked earlier tonight about Jeremy Swayman, and his numbers on home ice are among the best in the league. Is it just at some point become a matter of the confidence level? Like it becomes almost like a snowball rolling down the hill, that when you're playing so well at home, Casey Middlestat kind of said it after the first period. It's like, we just love playing here so much.
Well, it's been a good run for them this year. The last game notwithstanding, right? That was against San Jose, where they just It wasn't there for them in that game. But they've got a quiet confidence about them here. Even Barron throws just a little bit of a shove, and Janot and Kaslik are right in there. We're not getting pushed around in our building. Not that they're getting pushed around, but no one's going to touch us in that situation. We're coming hard for you. And it hasn't been a overly physical game.
No.
It's not a game that's everybody's running around, but that's just that's in their DNA. And you love it. I'd rather have that than a couple of the instances we've seen around the league a little bit here and there, where guys don't jump in for one another.
Right.
Teams have been criticized for that. I'm not just talking about Toronto, but over the past several years, Buffalo's been criticized for that over the past several years. And, it's one of the things that the Bruins wanted to get instilled in their team, back to the Bruins culture. And it's not perfect by any means, but, they're not going to get pushed around, that's for sure.
Well, they haven't been tonight, that's for sure as well. 3-0, they lead the Winnipeg Jets after 2. Time for our music of the game, brought to you by Live Nation. Celebrating two legends, John Fogerty and Steve Winwood's The Legacy Tour stops at Leaderbank Pavilion September 8th. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Check out the Sports Hub headlines next here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
It's Jim from Ace Ticket. Your Boston Celtics have been the epitome of Celtics pride. Every home game is a garden party. Red Sox opening day is around the corner, and now is the time for early season savings on all games. Visit aceticket.com or call 1-800-MY-SEATS.
Hey, Ryan Williams here with 128 Plumbing, Heat, and Cooling and Electric, home of Finish Strong Friday. And at 128, we are proud to be local and independently owned since 1992. And this year, we're excited to announce that we are now certified Evergreen, which is a certification that speaks to long-term commitment and remaining privately held, with a focus on people over short-term profits and exits. Learn more on our website or social media at call128.com.
Get ready to drive, dunk, and score your way to incredible savings during Audi Natick's Slam Dunk Sales Event. Lease the new Audi Q5 for just $549 a month for 39 months with only $44.63 down. MSRP $54,930. Or get 2.99% APR financing for up to 72 months on the all-new Q5. Don't sit on the sidelines. Score big during Audi Natick's Slam Dunk Sales Event. See dealer for details. 10,000 miles a year includes tax, title, license, options, and dealer fees.
Is your company looking to ignite your advertising and marketing efforts while making an impact in the community? In just 15 short minutes, the team at Wyndham Woods School, a school promoting the incredible abilities of children with learning challenges, can begin driving customers to your business through our soon-to-be-constructed 125,000 square foot all-season athletics and conference center, welcoming over 100,000 visitors each year. Visit wwsdome.org today and join our growing list of 70 corporate partners. That's wwsdome.org.
The winter snow is melting fast and causing basements to take on water. Call Super Service today for a basement protection solution to keep your home safe and dry, guaranteed. Day or night and always done right. Call Super Service today.
Hey, sports fans, this is huge. We're giving away $200,000. Support our mission and change lives. Enter now at punch4parkinsons.org. Use code SPORTSHUB for 50% off. That's punch4parkinsons.org.
The Celtics play on the Sports Hub. Sports Hub headlines, presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
NHL scoreboard after 2 periods. Tie game between the Islanders and Senators. Montreal up 1-0 over the Red Wings. Blue Jackets have a 4-2 lead over the Rangers. Chicago's up 1-0 over the Wild. And a tie game between the Kraken and Predators at 1. NCAA tournament. Siena, well, they did not upset Duke. Duke moves on. High Point upset Wisconsin, and TCU defeated Ohio State. Right now, Texas has a 48-42 lead over BYU. Hey, Bruins fans, now's the time to lock in the group outing for the Bruins 26-7 season, plus a $200 deposit to secure your priority access for your group when tickets go on sale this summer. Whether you're hosting clients or your family, visit TD Garden and save on box office prices. Visit bostonbruins.com/groups to place your deposit. I'm Joe Murray. The third period is next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
TD Bank's here for an assist with a special checking and savings account offer for new customers. Perfect for fans of the Bruins. Learn more at td.com/garden offer or stop by any TD Bank location in New England. Terms and eligibility apply. TD Bank, Bank of the Boston Bruins.
Sports don't get any tougher than hockey, and trucks don't get any tougher than Ford F-Series, F-150, and Super Duty. The trucks that move mountains also move parade floats and snowmobiles. With that versatility, it's no wonder Ford F-Series is the #1 selling pickup for 49 years straight. Visit your New England Ford dealers today for great offers. A proud partner of your Boston Bruins. Sales claim based on 1977 to 2025 calendar year total sales.
Mass Mutual presents an uncomfortable pregame conversation between goalie UC Saros and center Ryan O'Reilly.
Hey, Juice, what are your financial goals? No goals. Like, no goals for retirement? No goals. What about a new home? No goals. Good talk. See you on the ice. No goals.
Planning and protection on and off the ice. Go to massmutual.com today.
Who provides expert consulting to guide your IT decisions? Who builds IT plans that align technology, growth, and strategy? Who delivers consulting services that turn today's needs into tomorrow's roadmap? Expert guidance, strategic IT planning, real outcomes. Access, security, trust. Intrasystems.com.
Yo, Harvey, Zoe, group selfie.
Ooh, nice new iPhone 17, Drewski.
Let's do a triangle formation. I'm in front.
With a center stage front camera, everyone fits in the shot.
You got it at T-Mobile.
But switching takes forever.
Not anymore. Now you can switch to T-Mobile in just 15 minutes.
Focus, people. Nail your pose.
And you get a new iPhone 17 on them.
No way.
Yes way.
No way.
Yes way, guys. Switch to T-Mobile and get iPhone 17 on us. And right now, we'll pay off your old phone up to $800.
I'm grabbing my phone and switching to T-Mobile right now.
Get back, Harvey. We're taking a... Let's go again, y'all.
With 24 monthly bill credits, finance agreement, 256 gigabytes, $830, eligible trade-in, example iPhone 13, and new qualifying line, $60 plus per month plan with autopay plus taxes and fees. For well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. $800 via virtual prepaid card. Card typically takes 15 days after rebate submission, no cash access, and card expires in 6 months. Check out in 15 minutes per line. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Cars for Kids, the easiest way to get rid of your old car. Donate today, and your car can be picked up tomorrow. Donate now at carsforkids.com. That's cars with a K.
Want the lowest price on name brand tires? Town Fair Tire beats all the competition. We beat the wholesale clubs. We beat online prices. We beat all local tire dealers. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire. This is Boston's home for sports.
It's time for This Date in Bruins History, being restored by Blue Sky Restoration Contractors.
Saka, his pass, up top, here's Grizzly, shoots, he scores! I think David Pastrnak got it. That's number 42. Stutzman's got it, gave it away, here's Pastrnak, he'll wheel on a breakaway, into the slot, forehand, fakes, he scores! Shattenkirk left to the net, around to Czech, tried to center.
Good stick by Corpus.
They score! Pastrnak from the far circle, a backhand. It's all you can eat pasta here tonight at the Garden.
Not going back too far for this date in Bruins history. It's 2024. David Pastrnak scoring 2 goals in less than 3 minutes apart in the first period, and then completing his hat trick in the third period, leading the Bruins past the Ottawa Senators 6-2. 2 years ago today. This date in Bruins history being restored by Blue Sky Restoration. Remember, if you have a property disaster, visit gobluesky.com. That's go, B-L-U, sky.com. Blue Sky Restoration, restoring your property and your life for a brighter tomorrow. Bruins with a 3-0 lead as we get ready to start the third period. Mentioned during the second intermission there that they had credited the third goal to Casey Middlestat. That has now been changed to Victor Arvidsson. So Arvidsson with his 19th of the year coming at 18-16. That follows up Lucas Reichel's first as a Bruin at 6:23 of that second period. And David Pastrnak had scored his 27th of the year back in the first period. All 3 goals have gone down as unassisted so far tonight. Not sure why that third one is that way, but we'll see how that shakes out.
Not so sure I agree with that one. Official scoring's all done by the league.
Yes. They look at all that stuff.
Used to be the player would turn to the referee and say, I got it. And it was good if guys had like bonuses late in the year.
Right.
You know, like Arvidsson, that gives him 19 goals. If he had a bonus, they don't do the bonuses for goals anymore, but they used to. You know, if he had 19, they'd all be trying to get him the puck. If there was any question about a tip in front of the net, he's like, yep, I got it.
It was just hysterical to see everybody kind of look at each other and say, was it you? Was it you?
I got to finish this thing off the right way. We played the right way here for 2 periods and gotten the saves when he needed them.
Puck in the Bruins zone to start things off here. Down to our left. Morrissey to Velarde. Back to Morrissey at the blue line. Threw it in front. Kicked away by McAvoy. And it'll go into the Bruins bench as Arvidsson tried to clear it. Was deflected it over by Jonas Korpisalo, who grabs it with the glove. So just underway here in the third period. Bruins looking for their 26th win here on home ice this season. A 25-9-1 record here at TD Garden this year. Of course, they've been so good this season closing out games when they've led through 2 periods. 28-0-4 in those 32 games. Puck gets cleared here off the win of the faceoff, but it'll go for an icing.
Yeah, they've been pretty good today at not icing when they've won draws. You know, they've gone up the boards. They've gone up the strong side boards more often than not. And they've been out of the zone pretty easily. There's a 1 wrap around in the second period. And, you know, they were on the same page for that one. That one, Zadorov tried to go up the middle with a pass that missed everybody.
I'll bring the face-off to the left of Swayman here once again. Minton will take the draw here against Scheifele. Wins it. Peak.
So that's
around near side. Out in the neutral ice. Pasternak was waiting for it. But Salomonson redirected a pass. Velarde gets knocked down coming into the Bruin zone. Hustadinov trying to go long for Minton.
It was there for him. It was there for him.
Just off the end of a stick. Scheifele will skate the Jets back forward to the red line to the blue and down toward the left circle. Stops. Gives it back to Morrissey. Gives it back to Scheifele out near the blue line. Around the boards it goes behind the net. Zadorov able to hold off Velarde. Bruins will clear. Pasternak's all by himself going into the Winnipeg zone. Hellebuck comes out and plays it around the near glass as Pasternak was bearing down on it. Morrissey steps out from behind his goaltender. Skates out slowly toward his own blue line. Gives it to his right to Salomonson. From the red line, he dumps in. Swayman stops it in the trapezoid. Backhands near side. Lohrei up the wall to Elias Lindholm. Played into the middle for Reichel. Reichel deals off to the left side for Geekie and had it taken away by Perfetti as he tried to push it back toward the blue line. Perfetti brings it ahead. Lambert back to Perfetti. Top of the left circle. Shot gloved by Swayman. No rebound.
Yeah, up the rush that time. Geekie has the puck on that left wing side. He tries to pull up, but he's fighting it right now. I mean, he's in between on that play. You know, he's going to try to pull up and look late. Kind of lost the handle on it. Gets stripped of the puck, and Winnipeg's coming back the other way. He'll dig himself out of it. He's got to stick with it.
Geekie's next point will set a career high. He's already set a career high in goals with 34 this year, 57 points. There's Geekie getting it toward Reichel, but DeMello rode him wide of the net. Dragged out of the zone by Lambert. Into the middle for Perfetti. Able to slip away from Lohrei. Goes right to the front and put it wide on the glove side.
Slipped away from Lohrei, and Hampus Lindholm blew a tire at the blue line.
Geekie wheeling with it in the neutral zone, brings back to his own blue line as the Bruins were changing, and he's going to go off as part of that. Corrali lofting one down toward the right wing corner. Jeannot skates to it first. Takes a shoulder from Fleury in behind the net. Keeps the puck moving around that far side. Iafallo challenged by Kastelik over there. Jeannot reaching in to gain possession. Kastelik back to Aspero. His shot got blocked around to the near side. And played back in behind the net. Bryson. Cross ice. Roseanne kicked it onto his stick. And sends toward the middle, but it bounced away from Barron. Aspero to Corrali on the far side, now in front of the Winnipeg bench. Jets will push it back forward, but will get whistled for an icing.
Yeah, a couple times now the Bruins have just put pucks behind the D. You know, that last chip, you know, flip past the D. Janot gets to it first. You had Pastrnak getting behind the D. Tried that long pass to him. Making sure you're making the right decisions. You hit guys with speed. You know, it was a pass up the middle to a stationary Sean Corrali, and Corrali's got Janot flying down the right side. And all he has to do is put it to an area. It's not a tape-to-tape pass. Put it to an area behind the defense where he can get to it first.
Face-off win here by Zacha. Arvidsson tried a quick shot. It got blocked. Zadorov to Zacha. Back to Arvidsson, who's rotated out to the left point and got a shot through. Now Middlestead got it to Zacha, who scores! This line just keeps going. It's 4-0.
Yeah, that starts with a face-off win. Icing by Winnipeg. Face-off win. And Arvidsson rotates back to the point. First shot you said got blocked, but he rotates back to the point as Zadorov pinches down the boards. And he gets the puck to the net. Middlestead tracks down the rebound, gets it to Zacha in the left wing circle. Pounds this shot. Glove side high.
Iafallo got a stick in there on Zacha. Zacha shot it so hard, Iafallo's stick went with the puck. That's 4 goals in 3 games for Pavel Zacha. Extends his career high 23rd of the season.
Starts after the icing and then control off the faceoff.
Aspero stops a dump in here just inside the Boston blue line. 16.5 minutes to go. McAvoy gets it from Pastrnak. In across the line he comes. Throws one softly toward the net. Sticked away there by Hellebuck. Around the far side. Pastrnak along that wall. Pushed it back down toward the corner. Taves will backhand it up the wall. And out of the zone comes Nyquist. Dump in from the red line. Ricochets out of the near corner, and a chance for Koepke in front of Swayman, who made the save. Koepke goes down along the near side boards, battling with Aspero. McAvoy from behind the Bruins net to the far side. Ustedinov. It's spun against Salomonson. Free puck comes to Minton, and he turns Boston up ice. To the red line, to the blue. Gives to Pastrnak on his right. Pasto on the near side board, trying to turn with it. Knocked off of it by Nyquist. Here's Morrissey, just inside the Bruins line. Connor, high slot. Scheifele fired through the slot. He had Salomonson coming down the middle, but was tied up with Hampus Lindholm. Geeky lunging for a loose puck inside.
Yeah, trying to get it over to Elias. Lindholm was open coming down the middle.
Morrissey disrupted that. Scheifele to the Boston line. Geeky back checking, able to take him off the puck. Here's Reichel.
Scheifele's just frustrated right now.
Reichel gets in across the Winnipeg line to Geeky. Centering pass taken away by Sam Bird. Off of Reichel. Brought back out of the zone. Velarde to his left to Connor. Just inside the Bruins line. Scheifele coming in front, and Velarde a chance that went wide to the short side. We get a penalty coming on the play. Scheifele laying in the near circle. Got taken down. And it'll be Hampus Lindholm goes off for the hook.
Boston, number 27, 2 minutes for hooking.
Got a couple rough shifts there. That was really close to being offside. I thought it might have been by Connor. I didn't get a look at it. Lohrei ends up probably saving a goal there by getting his stick on the pass to Velarde. Velarde's had 2 great chances in this game in the second period. The backdoor one-timer and the other play where they were looking for him backdoor, and that's when Swayman got the left pad there at the same time.
Looking at the replay, it actually wasn't Hampus who took him down, put the hook on him, but he tripped over Jeremy Swayman's stick, did Scheifele. Shot goes up over the net here from Nyquist and ricochets all the way back to Winnipeg territory. Third power play of the game here for the Jets. Their other 2 came back-to-back on a double minor to Pastrnak back in the first period. Trying to get on the board here, down 4-0 to the Bruins in this third period. Near side circle, Nyquist passes back down low. Lambert gets it up top. Salomonson a drive, and they score. And it's Jonathan Taves, who was standing right in front of Jeremy Swayman, tips that one in. And Winnipeg does, in fact, get on the board. A power play goal cuts it back to 4-1.
Yeah, he had a tip in the first period that was stopped by Swayman. This one, and that was tipped down. This one is tipped up. So shot comes right from the middle of the ice. And yeah, it gets that tip. It goes up and over the glove hand side there of Swayman. Good shot. Great tip.
The 381st goal in the career of Jonathan Taves, longtime Chicago Blackhawk.
Salamanca had the shot. It went right between the legs of Kastelik out high. Back-to-back games for Taves with goals.
That's 9 of them on the year. There's a couple of years away from the game, dealing with health issues. Coming back to play for his hometown team on a 1-year contract. As Perfetti brings it to the Boston zone. Sent one across the ice. Bryson with a drive turned away. Near side corner, and Minton and Aspero. Minton got knocked down from behind by Perfetti. Peak chases a puck behind the Bruins net, sends up the far side, jumped away from DeMello. He angles Husnudinov to keep him away from that loose puck. And the Bruins are going to wind up offside here on the play. 13:51 to go here in the third period. Bruins lead is 4-1 here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
The game is on. The crew's here, and the snack spread from Big Y, oh, it's a thing of beauty. Wings that sauce the competition, platters that get major play, and tossed pizzas for the whole team, and that impressive 30-inch super sub. Shout out to the experts at Big Y for the assist. Are they cheering for the game or for your snacks? My question exactly, sports fans. Big Y, nicely done.
Hey, it's Big Jim. As the snow melts, it's headed right for your foundation. And don't forget, it rained 13 straight weeks last spring, so you got to call my guys at Premier now. 844-LIVE-DRY or premierbasement.net. As Mike would say,
it's game over for water.
Hey, it's Felger here, and if surgery is recommended for your injured joint, I recommend calling Dr. Franke before going under the knife. Skip the long recovery time and heal your joint at bostonprolotherapy.com.
Electric bills continue to rise, but with Devlin Energy, you have options. Residential solar installs, backup batteries, service and maintenance, commercial projects, whole home electrification. Visit devlinenergy.com. Get started today.
Caesars Sportsbook is the only sportsbook app with Caesars rewards. Bet the tournament action like a Caesar and earn perks on every game like hotel stays, bonus bets, game tickets, and more. Download the app using promo code RADIO DYW and place your first bet of $1 or more for a chance to double your winnings on your next 10 bets.
Open to new users in Massachusetts who are 21 and older. Minimum odds minus 500. Awarded as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 14 days after receipt. Bonus bet amount not returned for winning bets. Void where prohibited. See Caesars.com/promos for full terms. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-227-5050 or visit gamblinghelplinema.org.
Boston Sports Talk, the Sports Hub.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification across the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
From the Town Fair Tire Studios, this is Boston's home for sports. WBCFM at HD Boston, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Media Group Station.
13:51 left here in the third period. Bruins lead at 4-1. Early third period in Detroit, Montreal has grabbed a 1-0 lead on the Red Wings. And the Columbus Blue Jackets have a 4-2 lead on the Rangers as they go to the third period. Those results hold. Columbus would jump into a wild card spot ahead of Detroit. Bruins will go to Detroit, face the Red Wings on national TV on Saturday night. Hunter poked one into the Bruins zone but lost possession. McAvoy volleys one ahead. He's got Arvidsson streaking down, and they're going to say he knocked it out of the air with a high stick as he tried to juggle that puck and gain control of it coming into the attack zone.
I don't think Arvidsson agrees with it, and the faceoff will come all the way back down in Boston zone. That's where the puck originated from. Pretty close, but I mean, and the high stick, it's not a goal. You know, you're just high sticking the puck down to the ice. That's shoulder height. Arvidsson's a little shorter than some.
Yeah, that one looked to be up more around the eye level when he made the initial contact. Face-off win here in the defensive zone by Zacha, wrapped by Arvidsson to the far side. Middlestat and Aspero both in the far corner. Pair of Jets in there digging it loose. Here's Solomons in between the circles, and Arvidsson sliding out to try to take away that window as he puts the shot wide.
A little too open there.
Near side corner. Centering pass and a one-timer by Connor turned away. Turnaround shot gets blocked. And it's angled in behind the net. Scheifele right back out in front. Connor had time to dust it off, and then a shot over the net. Scheifele down low here. Pushed into the near corner by Zaka, but kept alive. Morrissey over to the far side, Salamanson. Pressured by Middlestat. Now McAvoy. A little squeeze Connor off of it. Zaka tried to play it into the middle. Picked off by Scheifele, and his backhander goes wide. Bruins get it to the blue line and finally out, but Connor will turn back toward the red line as Velarde was in offside. Now he brings right back into the Bruins zone. Steps through some traffic, goes down, and a penalty coming. This top line for Winnipeg getting going here and getting them a power play with 12:29 to go.
Yeah, that's a rough shift, and that line's been, the Zaka line's been good, along with McAvoy and Aspro. A couple of big blocks, one by Aspro, but I mean, how open were some of these chances here for Winnipeg? I mean, guys just wide open. Then the turnover by Zaka leads to another chance. Oof.
Aspro blocked that shot, got him up in the face, it looks like. So, Jets, having just scored on the power play, get another opportunity here. They'll control it off the face-off. Salamanson and Nyquist top of the left circle. Pass down low, comes right back from Lambert. Crossing pass, and Hampus Lindholm gets a stick on it. Jets keep in. On that far side, Roseanne. Back to Salamanson. Tried to get it in front. It's blocked. Hampus Lindholm, far side. He and Roseanne come together. Puck will come back toward Hampus, and he clears at that time. 30 seconds gone by on the penalty to Victor Arvidsson. Jets start out of their own zone, moving from right to left. Nyquist through the center circle. Onto the right side, Roseanne sends it back to Salamanson just inside the blue line. Roseanne through Lambert, comes to Taves, stepping in from out near the left point. His shot got blocked back into the corner. Taves on it. Shoved by Peak. Around to that far side, Roseanne. Think wide pass, Nyquist. Backhands it to Salamanson. Over to the far circle, and a one-timer by Roseanne missed the net. Bruins get the clear with Jeannot.
Taves ended up coming through the crease that time. Swayman pointing to the referee.
45 seconds left on the power play for Winnipeg. 11:10 to go here in the third period. Bruins lead 4-1. Connor's pass at the blue line, knocked away by Kastelik. Morrissey circles back to get it in his own end. 30 seconds left on the Arvidsson penalty. Morrissey going to deal it back into the zone. Scheifele now will turn it up ice. To the blue line, to the red. And a blue line pass knocked away by Kastelik.
That was slow to get going right from the start that time.
7 seconds left on the power play here for Winnipeg as Connor brings to the Boston line. They converge on him. Turnover. Elias Lindholm to Hampus Lindholm. Pass up ice. Pasternak. Arvidsson was coming out of the penalty box right behind him. Pasternak handled that pass. Gets in across the Winnipeg line. Runs into Morrissey on that far wall. Elias Lindholm protecting the puck against Morrissey. Pasternak trying to get it back to the blue line, but it was picked off by Scheifele. Skates it to the Boston line. Off the far boards and around behind the net it comes. And all the way back out of the zone. Halfway through this third period. Iafallo will try his hand at it. Coming down the left circle. Circles back around behind the net to the far side. DeMello at the left, or at the right point to the left point for Sandberg, whose stick fell apart as he tried to send that one to the net. Barron played it back down deep. Lowry will take it around to that far circle. Back to Bryson. Shot gets blocked in front by Aspero. DeMello, though, kept alive near side boards. Barron centering. Iafallo pushed back behind the net. Aspero can't get his stick away from Iafallo. Puck back to Bryson, and from the center of the blue line, he gets a shot through. Swayman makes the save, hangs on, and gives a little fist bump to Aspero. 9:23 to play here in the third period. Bruins lead 4-1 on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
the Honda Spring Event. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 4.99% APR on a 2026 Civic, a 4.49% APR on a 2026 Civic Hybrid, or a 3.49% APR on a 2026 HRV.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic SI and Type R.
Electrical contractors, Granite City Electric has a convenient way for you to pick up and access your materials 24/7. Introducing the GCE Night Train Depot. Pick up supplies when it's convenient for you. All materials are stored safely indoors and order size doesn't matter. It's not a locker. Best of all, it's free with over 27 Night Train Depot locations across New England. Convenience and savings all delivered to you from Granite City Electric Supply. Proud partner of the Boston Bruins Radio Network.
At Service Credit Union, trust isn't just a value, it's their promise. A promise to stand with those who serve our communities every day. I'm Charlie McAvoy, and I'm proud to partner with Service Credit Union to support the health, safety, and financial well-being of first responders. With competitive rates, easy online banking, and personal service, Service Credit Union puts people before profits. Service Credit Union. Success built on trust, banking built on service. Become a member today at servicecu.org/73reasons and join thousands making a difference.
Bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 2.99% APR on a 2026 CRV or a 3.99% APR on a 2026 Passport. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details.
Champions play here. The Sports Hub.
All right, a couple of scoring updates. Victor Arvidsson's goal now has assists. Pavel Zacha and Casey Middlestat get assists on that goal at 18-17 of the second period. Zacha's goal in the third period, assisted by Middlestat and Arvidsson. So with all of those feeds, the Shaw's and Star Market Foundation donates another $400 to the Greater Boston Food Bank to help fight food insecurity. Learn more about feeding the puck for families at 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck. The other two goals, Pasternak and Lucas Reichel, each came unassisted, one in the first, one in the second.
Bruins need to find their mojo again here. You know, most of this play has just been down in their zone, especially since the score went 4-0. 2 power plays, 1 power play goal for Winnipeg. That shift by Scheifele's line was dominant.
Get it into the offensive zone here. Peak will shovel it over to Zadorov. Long shot is gloved by Connor Hellebuck for a whistle with 9:04 to go here in the third.
Fans, check out the upcoming Hardest Working Player of the Week content on 985thesportshub.com Bruins page, brought to you by the Peterson School. Peterson School is now enrolling for their spring semester in Woburn, Westwood, Worcester, and Haverhill. Visit petersonschool.com to learn more.
Detroit has drawn even with Montreal. 14 minutes to go in that one, tied at 1. And the Rangers have creeped closer to the Blue Jackets. 4-3 Columbus leads in the third. Off the face-off, Scheifele pulled back into the corner. Morrissey comes from behind the Winnipeg net, skating out toward his own blue line. We're going to pass it off. Does to Scheifele. Floats it out toward the red line. Picks it up himself. On the right side, here's Velarde. Brings it around the near side boards. McAvoy trying to keep it away from Connor. Scheifele out of the corner. Gives it over to Pasternak, and the Bruins will break out. Pasta's pass has to be chased to the far boards by Minton, and he'll send one toward Hellebuck. Usnadinov with a check on Morrissey behind the net. Morrissey in that far corner, pivots back in behind, and he will stand back there as Salamanson goes off for a replacement. Scheifele coming toward the red line. On the right side, Velarde. Middlestat relieves him of the puck just inside the Bruins zone. And right back out to center ice it goes. Samberg will dump in this time. Aspero. Far corner to near for McAvoy. Arvidsson able to tip it for a cutting Middlestat coming toward the near side, but Lowry came over and ran him off the puck. Samberg to Perfetti. Back into the Bruins zone. Give and go. Perfetti got it across for Lowry. And he ended up going too far wide of the net before he could get possession of that. Tried to throw it back in off of Swayman. Near side of the neutral zone. Lowry regains. Perfetti plays it back here for Samberg. Ticking down towards 7.5 minutes to go in regulation. Lorai brings it around toward the far side. Reichel gets upended over there against Lambert. Salomon Monson able to find a little lane into the far circle. Now Puck comes back toward Barron coming in from the blue line. He'll skate all the way in behind the Bruins net to the far circle for Salamonson, who wanted a one-timer.
Wide open.
It goes softly towards Swayman, and he gloves it.
Yeah, he flubbed that shot a little bit. He's wide open in the right wing circle. Couple errant clears there by the Bruins.
Still 7:12 left in this one. Face-off will be to the left of Jeremy Swayman. He has stopped 21 out of 22 so far tonight. Bruins with 25 shots on Connor Hellebuck, who has 21 saves as well. Off the face-off, puck will come all the way back down into Winnipeg territory. Hellebuck goes out behind the net. Had some adventures back there tonight. Geekie in the corner around the far side. Zadorov plays it back down toward Geekie in the left corner. To Reichel. High slot. That shot, I think, blocked by DeMello and pushed out of the zone by Roseanne. Near the Bruins bench. It will get feathered forward by Barron. Peake gets it from Swayman. Tossed back out to center ice. Glove down and sent to Iafallo. Peake and Janot stop him cold at the blue line. And Zadorov will pivot back behind Swayman. Zadorov going to skate it up to his own blue line. Sends Corrali through the neutral zone. Drop pass for Janot. Top of the right circle. Shot was going wide. Hellebuck reaches out and gloves it to draw a whistle.
Things have steadied here. Other than that one chance from the right wing circle that they fanned on. It's since that Scheifele shift where they were in the offensive zone, and there was some good opportunities just before that as well.
Kastelik will take a face-off in the offensive zone here. And he wins it off the near boards to Lohrei. Lohrei gives it over to Hampus Lindholm, coming down the left wing circle against Koepke. They duel in behind the net. Janot got it in front for Kastelik, and he had a chance, but it gets redirected out of play.
That Taves got a piece of that. He had a great chance in the first period. Kastelik did. Good pitch by Lindholm. They win a battle down low, and it wasn't Sandberg. It was Sandberg. Yeah, Taves was there as well, but Sandberg got the stick on it.
Face off near circle down to our right. Kastelik again. And he's going to get tossed out of this one. So Corrali will get in his place against Taves. Corrali wins it. Turned along the near boards by Janot. Working against Sandberg in this right wing corner. Pushed in behind the net. Taves gets to it. Backhands up the far side looking for Koepke. Forced back deep again by Hampus Lindholm. Sandberg will try it up the near side. Lohrei kicked it at the blue line to keep in, but now cleared back out. Corrali will reload right back in. Jets regain. Corrali putting pressure on behind the net, and Sandberg able to get it back toward Bryson near corner. Gets crunched by Janot. Koepke to Sandberg coming through the neutral zone. Turned over just inside the Boston line. Kastelik reaching for it, the neutral ice. Scheifele got enough of it, keep him from headed the other way. Morrissey brings in on what was easily an offside. 5:22 to go, and the Bruins lead is 4-1. See if they can finish it off when we return here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
The sun is out, the birds are chirping, and the open road is calling. Bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event and take that road trip you've been dreaming of. Now's the time to check out the Honda Civic and HR-V from Honda, the 2025 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value Brand.
This Based on 2025 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit kbb.com for more information.
Now at Wendy's, you can go big, biggie, or biggier. With our new $4, $6, or $8 meal, you choose your deal, as you should. Sorry, I get fired up when I'm talking deals. More biggie options, more of what you really want at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii. The Shaws and Star Market Foundation have teamed up with 98.5 The Sports Hub for Feeding the Puck for Families. Every time Boston feeds the puck to help score a goal, the Shaws and Star Market Foundation Nourishing Neighbors Initiative will donate funds to end hunger here in Eastern Mass. Since its inception, Nourishing Neighbors has raised more than $250 million across the country to ensure their neighbors have the nutrition needed to thrive. Locally, with each assist, the foundation will make a donation of $100 to the Greater Boston Food Bank, up to $50,000 to help our neighbors in need. Learn more at 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck.
Want the lowest price on name brand tires? Town Fair Tire beats all the competition. We beat the wholesale clubs. We beat online prices. We beat all local tire dealers. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire. The game is on the Sports Hub.
It's hockey season is the perfect time to get a high-efficiency Peerless boiler. Be ready and start saving now. Find the Peerless boiler that's right for your home or business and a list of local installers at peerlessboilers.com. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best-built boilers.
5:22 left, third period. Bruins 4, Winnipeg 1. Zaka will line up to take the face-off against Scheifele and wins the draw. Aspero's pass forward, tipped in toward Hellebuck. Played away from the side of the net, but Arvidsson going into that far corner trying to keep alive. Scheifele instead will clear. Connor through the neutral zone. Dump in, hit Aspero, who brings in behind the net, backhands it around the wall. Zaka to Middlestat, cutting out across his own blue line. Into the Winnipeg zone he comes, into the right wing corner. Knocked off his stick, and Connor's got it back. Middlestat with 2 assists. Zaka and Arvidsson each with a goal and an assist in this one. McAvoy kicks it for Arvidsson. He'll carry across to the left wing side and waft one toward Hellebuck and then turn and go for a change. 4:36 left here in the third period. Dump in by DeMello. Swayman stops it to the back of the net. Zadorov in the far corner. Played it toward the top of the face-off circle. It's picked off by Lowry. But knocked back toward Husnudinov. Zadorov, outlet pass, finds Pasternak now. Here's Husnudinov on the right wing side. Pulls up near side wall to Peak. Rimmed around behind the net. Pasternak drags it back out in front. And they score! Fraser Minton off the feed. Knocks it through Hellebuck. It's 5-1.
A little spin move by Pasternak in the right wing circle. And Minton's got good body position and stick position on the far side. David will get this redirect here past Hellebuck. Kept it at the point by Peak. They work it down low. And Pasternak protecting the puck against Lowry. Good defensive player, strong player. But Minton gets the position on DeMello out in front of the net.
16th of the year for Fraser Minton. Give Pasta a 2-point night. As the puck sent around that far side. That is the 499th assist of David Pasternak's career. Swayman feeds it along for Peak. Outlet pass. Here's Reichel. On the left side, Elias Lindholm coming down the circle. Turns away from Bryson. Back to Zadorov, but off his skate. And the Jets will head the other way. So we approach 3.5 minutes to go. Bruins lead 5-1. Peak from the near corner of the defensive zone. Lobs one ahead with a little backspin on it. Stops it shy of a icing, and the Bruins change. Dump in by Sandberg. It's a stanchion in the far corner. Kicks out in front of Jeremy Swayman. Hampus Lindholm is there. Puck tapped up into the air. Jeannot trying to find it, and does as he comes out across his own blue line. Plays it forward from the red. Loose puck, high slot, grabbed by Hampus Lindholm. Kicked back toward the near circle, and Taves will send it out. Andrew Peak gets an assist on that goal as well as Pasternak. Sandberg and Corrali in the near corner. Corrali shoves him aside. Loron turns along the near side boards, carrying the puck on his backhand. Will play it around behind the net. Kastelik in the far corner. Taves and Jeannot collide. Corrali grabs the puck going behind the net. Try to play it back for Janot. Instead, they'll get it back to the point. Hampus, Lohrei, center blue line. Shot redirected on its way to Hellebuck. And Cole Koepke picks it up in front of his netminder and gets it out off the far boards. Koepke and Lohrei in battle as they come back deep in Bruins territory. Lohrei able to hold them off long enough for Hampus to play the puck up the boards. Kastelik with a big hit on Velarde on that far side. Here's Reichel with some space up the right wing. His centering pass just inside the blue line gets taken away by Scheifele. But the Bruins regained in the neutral ice. Geekie pass off to the right side for Elias Lindholm coming into the corner against Morrissey with 1:50 to go. Morrissey couldn't get his stick to it. Geekie got it to Asbro, scores! Jonathan Asbro rifles home his third of the year. It's 6-1.
Yeah, that's a battle one along the boards. Elias Lindholm does a nice job over there. Geekie's over there as well. And once they finally do get this puck into the middle, Geekie's able to make a backhand pass to Asbro in the slot. Asbro's going to go high to the blocker side. That frustration continues for some of the Winnipeg Jet players. Morrissey going to the bench. They had their push earlier in the third period. Swayman made a couple saves and kept it a 3-goal game at that time.
There's Perfetti coming across the Boston line, puts one over Swayman. Perfetti goes and gets it behind the net, but his pass over for Salamanson didn't connect. Inside of the final 90 seconds. And the Bruins have blown it open. Peak and Zadorov. Zadorov behind the net trying to get away from a fallen Lambert. Puck taken back by Lowry. Circles all the way out to the blue line. Left point for Sandberg. Walks it toward the center of the blue line. Challenged by Kastelik. Able to slip a Corrali check into the corner. It's tied up by Zadorov. Pulled in behind the net. Here's Salamanson up top for a drive. Blocked by Kastelik. Perfetti over to the far circle, and a one-timer by Sandberg hits the outside of the net. 48 seconds to play. And the Bruins going to up their home record to 26-9-1 on the season. Corrali finds Janot cutting into the zone, and his shot goes just wide of Hellebuck. And back around near side with 30 seconds to play. Lohrei backhands it toward the corner.
Boston goal, scoring number 45, Jonathan S.
Bruins have been to overtime 5 of their last 6 and 9 out of 16 coming into this one. Won't need any extra time tonight. Geekie and Taves along the near side boards of the Bruins zone. On around to the far side. Hampus Lindholm will play it out into neutral ice. And Geekie will get it into the Winnipeg zone, and that's how this one will end. Crowd here at TD Garden saluting the hometown heroes as they beat the Winnipeg Jets going away tonight. 6-1 the final. We'll be back to recap it from TD Garden in a moment on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Honda Spring Event. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 4.99% APR on a 2026 Civic, a 4.49% APR on a 2026 Civic Hybrid, or a 3.49% APR on a 2026 HRV.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic SI and Type R.
We've all seen them. Drivers who are looking at their phones. Is there anything more crazy? It's like they're asking to be in an accident. And why are they even on their phones? To find better car insurance? That's easy. Just pull over and talk with an independent agent about safety insurance. They'll make sure you benefit from great coverage and great value. Ask an independent agent about safety insurance. We'll help you manage life's storms.
Hey, it's Sean Flaherty, managing partner at Catches Law Group. There's something about Bruins hockey. toughness, tradition, and pride that runs deep in New England. That same mindset is how Ketch's Law Group was built for over 40 years. We've been this region's hometown law firm, fighting for our neighbors and recovering over $3 billion for the people who count on us. We are real trial lawyers who deliver real results. Because when the pressure's on, you need a team built to battle. Visit catcheslaw.com to schedule your free consultation today.
Hey hockey fans, it's Bob Beers. If you're ready to upgrade your outdoor living space, look no further than TimberTech Decking and Railing. TimberTech is the #1 premium composite decking brand, and it's tough enough to handle anything. It looks just like real wood, but without the costly maintenance of a wood deck. It won't rot, warp, splinter, or peel, ever. And it's backed by industry-leading warranties, so your deck will last year after year after year. Connect with a local contractor or order free samples at timbertech.com to see the TimberTech difference for yourself. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
TD Bank cardholders score special benefits at TD Garden, from pro shop discounts and free tours to free popcorn and more. These benefits were made for game time. Card eligibility restrictions and terms apply. Learn more at td.com/TD Garden Perks. TD Bank, bank of the Boston Bruins and the Boston Celtics. 98.5 The Sports Hub and the Bruins Radio Network welcome the following new partners. Your New England Chevy dealers and the Chevy Silverado. TimberTech Decking and Railing, #1 in premium decking. Order free samples at timbertech.com. Blue Sky Restoration. Tune in to hear this date in history being restored by Blue Sky all season long. And remember, if you have a property disaster, visit goblusky.com. And your Boston area Lexus dealers. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer today. From the home of the Bruins, thank you for joining our winning team.
Hi, I'm David Morales, General Manager of WellPoint in Massachusetts. We're proud to continue our partnership with 98.5 The Sports Hub and the Hometown Heroes program, honoring the everyday heroes who work tirelessly to make our community stronger and healthier. From first responders to community leaders, these individuals deserve our recognition and gratitude. Now we want to hear from you. Head to 985thesportshub.com/heroes and nominate a hometown hero today.
We've all seen them. Drivers who are looking at their phones. Is there anything more crazy? It's like they're asking to be in an accident. And why are they even on their phones? To find better car insurance? That's easy. Just pull over and talk with an independent agent about safety insurance. They'll make sure you benefit from great coverage and great value. Ask an independent agent about safety insurance. We'll help you manage life's storms.
Bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 2.99% APR on a 2026 CRV or a 3.99% APR on a 2026 Passport. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details.
Your hot takes on the Sports Hub.
Bruins lose it back out of the zone, regain in the neutral ice, and Aspero will fire in. Bounced off of Hellebuck's stick, and they score! And it's Lucas Reichel!
A missed play off of Hellebuck. Reichel fires it into the empty net, and the Bruins have a 2-0 lead.
Bruins with a 6-1 victory tonight over the Winnipeg Jets. Ryan Johnston, Bob Beers, joined downstairs by Lucas Reichel. Lucas, welcome to Boston. Nice to meet you. Congratulations on the win tonight and the goal. What was the feeling like getting your first chance in a Boston Bruins uniform tonight?
It felt good. I think the boys done a really good job just so I can be myself in the locker room before the game and stuff. So it was easy for me to come in and just play my game and have some fun out there.
Lucas, you guys only had the one power play. It was in the second period, and your unit really moved the puck around pretty well. I know that Casey hit a post, and you guys had a couple close calls. What was kind of the message from the coaching staff on the power play? Because it's been struggling for a little while here now.
Yeah, I think we watched some video before, and I didn't know it was struggling or something, but I think I play with really good players in the power play, so I just try to dish them the puck, and yeah, it didn't work out today, but we created chances, and hopefully it goes in next game.
Your fellow countryman Marco Sturm as the head coach here, does that give you a little bit of extra comfort level coming to this team?
Yeah, I think it's just nice to speak some German, not always English, so I don't have to think all the time. But yeah, it feels nice, and yeah, he's a great coach, great guy.
Well, you made a very good first impression here. Look forward to seeing you again down the road.
Thank you, guys.
Lucas Reichel joining us in the wake of a 6-1 victory tonight over the Winnipeg Jets. He ends up with a goal and an assist. Gets the secondary assist on the Aspero goal late.
They added it because
they originally just had Geeky, but they're going to give Reichel the second assist on that. So a 2-point night for him. 5 different 2-point nights for the Bruins tonight as they win it going away over Winnipeg. And said Winnipeg pushed some in the third period. Bruins got back on their heels for a little bit, but Jeremy Swayman made the saves when he needed to make the saves.
Yeah, score went 4-0. They took a penalty, make us 4-1 on the power play. Took another penalty, and then a couple good big shifts there by Scheifele's line.
Yeah.
And they all finished -3, by the way. And so Bruins did a good job in general on them. But that line can be really dangerous, and they've hurt the Bruins in the past. That line, especially him and Connor, when they're on the scene, when they're going. And so the Bruins, by and large, did a really good job against that line here today. And, Winnipeg traditionally, or at least recent, times, they struggle if that line isn't going, especially offensively, and they struggle to score. So the Bruins by and large, did a pretty good job. Whoever's out there, was a lot against the Zacha line. It was a lot against Aspero and McAvoy, and Swayman was at the top of his game. One goal that gets scored on was a power play, and it's tipped by Taves up and over his shoulder. He made probably 4 highlight reel saves here in this game. I wouldn't say highlights, but 2 on 1 odd man rushes in the first period. They cut down on the odd man rushes later in the second and third for the most part. And but he makes an unbelievable save and a couple really good saves in the second period, and then just solid in the third when he needed to be. But yeah, they had their push. If they could make it 4-2, maybe you got a different game coming down the stretch. But then it kind of slowed a little bit, and then Boston scored a couple late and kind of towards the end there. So in the body language for the Winnipeg Jets, and they can feel it slipping away. I mean, they're 4 points out of a spot coming into tonight, out of a playoff spot out west, and you lose a game like this one and starting their road trip. They had just had 8 in a row at home.
Yeah.
So they're starting their road trip in a tough way to start it.
Yeah, and they'd have to leapfrog 4 teams to. Yeah. It's not just 4 points back. They'd have to leapfrog 4 teams to get into a wild card spot. Meanwhile, the night for the Zacha Arvidsson Middlestat line. I mean, they all wind up with 2 points, but that line just continues to be at the top of Marco Sturm's list every single night here since the break.
They had one tough shift, and that's when they were stuck inside their own zone against that Scheifele line once in the third period. But things are going well for them. The puck's following Zacha around a little bit. Arvidsson's always around the puck, it seems like. Middlestat could have had 3 today. He walked in alone. The puck kind of rolled off his backhand. He made a great move on Hellebuck, and the puck kind of rolled off his backhand. He hit the post in the first period. He ends up with 2 helpers, but he could have easily had a couple of goals here in this game. So that line just that's the line. I mean, that's the line that mostly played against Scheifele's line, and they outscore them 2-0. So I mean, it's a pretty good night for those guys. And like I said, the puck is following them around, but they're playing with a lot of confidence. Arvidsson up over 40 points now. He's got 19 goals. And he had to miss some time with an injury as well. Right. So he's having a bounce back year. Not bad for a third round, or trade for a third round pick to Edmonton to get him. Didn't work out for him in Edmonton for whatever reason, but working out for him here.
Yeah, well, he's a guy that Marco Sturm's made no secret he wanted him here.
He likes
because of their their background together in L.A. and it has certainly worked out for the better here for the Bruins. We're going to give Pavel Zacha's goal at the start of the third period with that line. Tonight's electric play delivered by Granite City Electric's GCE Night Train. Electrical contractors, get on board the GCE Night Train. Order your materials to be delivered overnight to the job site the following morning and save time and money. Go to GCEnighttrain.com to order. So the Bruins a 6-1 victory here on home ice tonight. Their 26th win in 36 home games this season. Service Credit Union and Charlie McAvoy have teamed up for 73 Reasons campaign this season to donate $250,000 to cover heart screens and cancer screens for police and firefighters, donating $200 for every block shot and $1,000 for every shutout. Boston has 1,048 blocks and 2 shutouts. So Service Credit Union has donated $211,600. Learn more now at servicecu.org/73 reasons. Check the out-of-town scores, get our 3 stars, and wrap it up next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
The game is on, and the snacks from Big Y? Oh, yeah! Freshly made wings, platters, pizzas, and 30-inch super subs. Big Y makes the crowd go wild. Big Y, nicely done.
The winter snow is melting fast and causing basements to take on water. Call Super Service today for a basement protection solution to keep your home safe and dry, guaranteed. Day or night and always done right. Call Super Service today.
Hi, I'm David Morales, General Manager of WellPoint, a health benefits company serving state and municipal employees across